Good evening. When I say good evening, really mean good evening. It is 11:45 here, not that far away from midnight, and I think it's what 9 o'clock in Avocado Land there. Shadow 10.
Yeah, 9:45.
Now, with that being said, it's the late night show, so this might still be family wholesome. I'm hoping not. I got my cigar this time around, so to all those keep asking me where my cigar is. Today was payday. Um,
Cool.
yeah. Yeah, not like I saw much of it, but today was payday.
Well, you know who to thank for that.
Uh, the city of Pekin and Peoria, so I could put my daughter into school.
I forgot about that.
State Texas and Illinois are bad, but they're not that bad. Granted, Illinois has been ran by crooks as governors for the last. Well, anyways,
Forever.
yes. At one point, we had three former governors in prison all at the same time.
My dad's from Chicago, so I heard nothing but stories growing up. He couldn't get out of there soon enough.
Yeah, Chicago's a weird beast. I mean, it really is.
Well, like you said, I'm here in Avocado Land, and it's pretty messed up here too. So, until we can move to someplace nice and safe like Florida or Texas or what have you, and even then, I don't trust, things, getting better before they get worse.
You couldn't pay me to move to Florida.
Yeah, it's probably pretty expensive.
And Texas, I refuse to move to Texas until my daughter's over the age of 18 and I don't have to worry about public school. Because we all know how that turned out.
Well, yeah.
Wait, I shouldn't say things like that. That's not nice. I do feel greatly sorry for the families who lost family members and all that.
Yeah, they should sue the living shit out of that police department, though.
I'm trying to be good. Yeah, not only the police department, a few other people on that list. But anyways, I want to talk about. We're both paid DMs at one juncture of time. You've done it years ago, and I'm doing it now. So we have that in common. We also have kids that are way too smart for their own damn good.
Yeah, it's been 40 years since I got paid. Well, a little bit less than 40 years since I got paid as a DM, but I think about it every day. Those are some good times.
Now, the era I kind of the era that you were a DM is different than the era that I am a DM.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, did you watch Biggest Geekest tonight? Because that was a great show.
No, I did not watch it. I should have, but I was doing other things, and I was hanging out with in between cleaning house and getting ready for family arriving tomorrow. I was hanging out with Rick from 28 millimeter, Sean Cherry, and myself, talking about all kinds of stuff. And
those are some really good people. I like all of them.
Yep. I do too. Some of my favorites, besides you and Bruce and Max, of course, and Baron and Jade, but I've never been on their shows. I have been on Biggest Geekest once. The first time was to discuss evil campaigns, which I think is something else we're discussing this week, I believe. So
yeah,
I'm an old hat at that. I have words to say about running evil games. And I'll save them for when we do it. It's either tomorrow or Thursday. I forget which, but
oh yeah, and there's questions I definitely have for after the fact, kind of follow up questions that me and you could talk about, on our stream this Sunday, where we're talking about world building, I believe.
Yes.
So I'll have some follow up questions. Plus, we have Bruce's campaign this Saturday, starting at noon on his channel. For those who end up watching this later, please come watch us on Sunday.
Kill giants and hobgoblins.
because Bruce throws a great game, and he is a wonderful person, and he'll show you the ways of buying and drinking good coffee, because that is definitely his bag. I felt like I should do a 5-second commercial for Bruce right there. But all right. There's the conversation tonight on Biggest Geek is they were talking about safety tools, like people that think, not people that think, guidelines for games. I really wish I could describe it better, but safe words for DM. We're talking about anything and everything, Sean. If you want to hop in, I'm not going to say no. I mean, I know it's almost Taco Thursday, Wednesday for you, but you are more than welcome. Come in. Let me copy and paste, and we will talk about RPG and whatever else that comes to mind. But things that they accept at the table, like if you're running at a shop. Now, when you were working at a shop, did your boss give you things that were okay to game and things they're not?
Not even.
No?
Not even. This was 1980. 1982, I believe. So there was no such thing.
Wow. I was watching a show, and I just, I'm looking from anytime I watch a show that's talking about D&D or whatever, I have to look at it from a paid DM's point of view, because that's what I am. That's what you were once upon a time ago. And house rules are house rules, but shop rules are shop rules. And sometimes those
totally different things.
Right. I can't, run a campaign for a bunch of kids that circle around the concept of adult themes.
Right.
I'm not talking like anything pornographic. I'm just saying adult themes can vary when you're dealing with kids. If I was going to rate it, no more than PG-13 if teenagers. So you run a game for you and your son have been playing it since he was a kid, right?
Yep.
What are some of the themes that you've DM'd for him? Has it always been aliens, or has it been the base fantasy?
Yeah, we did one Call of Cthulhu 2 nights in a row, and then everything else has been good old-fashioned Dungeons and Dragons, AD&D First Edition. Basically, it's a campaign where the dragons and a couple of undead have decided to wage war on all of the free peoples, that being the dwarves, the elves, and the humans. And it's war, but it's kind of an idyllic sort of fairy tale kind of world, but there are good guys and bad guys and things like that. But he was like 10 years old when he started, so I had to help him out, and he had 2 characters, and it was pretty standard bill of fare for AD&D.
See, that's cool.
No real adult situations, no romance or anything like that. Just straight, AD&D, exactly as you'd expect. He ran into vampires and zombies and ghouls and killed the vampire queen, which was cool. Sorry about the dog. He's being a weirdo.
That's fine, Haas. Now, did you watch the 1980s? There's a question we even forgot how to ask him if he has. But did you ever watch the old 80s Dungeons and Dragons cartoon?
Oh, absolutely. Now, I didn't see all of them, but I did watch it, and I hated it.
Okay. You did not like that gateway drug?
I really did hate it. I was a pretty experienced dungeon master by that time. I've been playing for many years, and it was just, in my opinion, it was made for the lowest common denominator in the gaming world.
Well, they turned it into a cartoon, 30-minute commercial for kids.
Right, for the Dungeons and Dragons action figure line.
Was there an wait, hold on. There was toys?
Yes, there were. I still have some of them.
I want some of these toys.
I should say my son has them in his action figure bucket collection. He doesn't have a lot of action figures, but he does have some.
Wow. Dungeons & Dragons action figures. I never thought those two words would ever go together. Now, I think I had the Dungeons & Dragons McDonald's toy set from the Happy Meal at one point.
Well, that's pretty cool. That's probably worth a bit of money.
At one point. God only knows where that's got to. What about you, Shauner? Did you ever see the 1980s Dungeons & Dragons cartoon?
Yes.
Were you dismayed with it as much as Shadow was?
I thought it was one of the best cartoons on at the time compared to other cartoons that were on.
Now, at that point in time, there was Ghostbusters, Ninja Turtles, what was that? What was that? Michael J. Fox, Teen Wolf, the cartoon. I think was also.
Well, there was I came off of the Saturday morning stuff, so there was
Oh yeah.
And after school stuff, there was Robotech. So I was coming off that boat of Robotech, and then the Saturday morning stuff of Spider-Man and his amazing friends, Thundar the Barbarian, and Mighty Orbots. And when Dungeons and Dragons would come on TV, Channel 8, I think, CBS, I thought, life can't get any better than this. These Korean-made cartoons are the best. That's all I kept thinking when I would watch these things.
I was a big fan of Robotech, but I don't remember the Mighty Orbots. And I did actually enjoy the original Ghostbusters, I think it was called.
The real Ghostbusters? Or the real Ghostbusters? Or the one with the monkey?
I don't remember a monkey, but it had Slimer and the regular characters, Janine, and
I want to say there were two Ghostbuster cartoons. There was the Ghostbusters, and then there was the real Ghostbusters. So apparently, one was voiced by the actors, and one wasn't.
I don't know. I just remember Saturday morning cartoon, and the Ghostbusters.
One was drawn a little bit better. One of them had who's the guy with the glasses? What was his name?
Egon?
Yeah, in one of the cartoons he had blonde hair. So I knew that was not
that's the one I watched.
He had the blonde hair that was the weird.
Yeah, I knew that was not the one to watch. The one to watch was called The Real Ghostbusters.
Hey, excuse me, guys. Talk amongst yourself. I'm sorry.
Right. So The Real Ghostbusters had the original voice, the voiced actors from the original movies.
I never saw that. I didn't even know that was a thing.
And they were drawn like the actors. So it was like I want to say there was a cartoon version of Bill Murray.
Okay.
And a cartoon version of
Dan Aykroyd,
yeah. And a cartoon version of the girl with the glasses who was the
Annie
secretary.
Annie Potts.
Yeah. And the green slime monster was the green slime monster. And
Slimer. I can't remember the other guy's names.
But the other Ghostbusters thing was just using the Ghostbusters name.
Yeah, and the voice actor who played Garfield played Bill Murray's part.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. I really liked that cartoon. I didn't even know there was the other one until just now. And I liked it because it had a lot of interesting monsters of the week or of the episode, whatever you want to call it. They were above and beyond just ghosts. that were, some pretty hairy monsters. There was even an episode that was kind of, I want to say, almost like Cthulhu-ish.
Yeah.
But
I'm looking at the real Ghostbusters, and it's got the guy with the blonde hair in it. So maybe the one that's not called the Ghostbusters, or the one that's not called the real Ghostbusters, is that the one?
Probably. Which is weird because, they had to go through the same people to get the okay to make both cartoons. And which one came first? I'm guessing it was the fake Ghostbusters that was first.
All I know, one of them was worth watching. The other one was a piece of crap. Oh, my brother would know this stuff.
I'm guessing the original came afterwards.
Okay, the real Ghostbusters is on YouTube, and no one seems to care. So I'm guessing the good one is not on YouTube. You can't find it.
Probably not, right?
Because that one actually probably costs money to get.
Probably, yeah.
I'll have to ask my brother. He's an expert on that junk. I was never a Ghostbusters person.
Ghostbusters was my bag for a long time. I used to have all the toys.
I think I was 21 or something when I was watching the D&D cartoon. So I was in an age where if I were to watch it, I have it behind me on DVD. If I were to watch it now, I would probably think, it's just like I remember it. Whereas if I was 6, if I had watched the show when I was 6, and I'm going to go watch it 50 years later, I'd be like, oh, this is crap. I thought this was great stuff, but it's crap.
Yeah, like The Amazing 3.
I don't know that, Ron.
One day I will sit through one episode of The Amazing 3 just to see if I remember watching it as a kid.
Yeah,
the rabbit thing looks familiar. I just don't know anything about the story.
Yeah, it's so weird how I remember it completely differently. Now, maybe there's something else that I'm missing. Or
you said there was a Tarzan also. I gotta look that up too.
Oh yeah,
black and white Tarzan cartoon.
I've seen that one. Well,
it's black and white. It's black and white.
Also anime.
Yeah,
I don't.
My grandpa.
I want to say it was, but all I know is that it was black and white.
My grandpa on my mom's side would go to Cracker Barrel and buy all those old cartoon collections that Cracker Barrel would sell, and they're a little weird. You guys even know what Cracker Barrel is?
I know what Cracker Barrel is, but they haven't had one here in California in 20 years.
Okay, well, it was my grandpa's favorite restaurant. And he would always go.
Oh, it wasn't a restaurant. It wasn't even a restaurant. It was like a cheese store. You went, you bought cheese and sausage around the holidays, and then it would disappear.
Oh yeah, no. Cracker Barrel is a southern restaurant that was made and found in Tennessee. And one part of it was like a restaurant, and the other part was like a store. Or, come please buy our crap. Anyways, but all their toys are like old timer toys.
It was like a 24-hour Christmas store, but without Santa Claus.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. But they had, what was it? Bonanza, Rawhide, the Virginia Man, some of these old TV shows and DVDs. And they had, cartoons going back to, the very beginning and up. The old serial. Yeah.
I wish I had bought those when they were in stores. Like the old black and white Popeye cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
Now I have them now, but they cost a fortune to dig up.
That was the only way to get me to eat spinach when I was a kid. Sticking Popeye.
But when they were when they were selling DVDs at Toys R Us, I should have just bought them there instead of trying to find them on eBay. Smelling like cigars.
What?
Smelling like cigars. Anything you sell is going to smell like cigar.
I'd buy it twice over then. I guess cigar had
what were you guys talking about? So what did you think about D&D, the cartoon? Did you like it?
I came into it, I remember as a kid. But, as a kid, you don't necessarily remember that TV shows have a schedule. So just because it's on this week doesn't, the child mind doesn't realize it's going to be on next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, or it's at this particular time. So I kind of always just kind of fell upon it. When it was on, it was on. I thought it was novel. I thought
what the TV shows would do is they would repeat episodes before you saw all the episodes. That pissed me off. So they'd show like the first 6 episodes, and then they'd start doing repeats.
Oh yeah, well they didn't even show
before they even finished doing the show, and then oh, here's a new one. We haven't seen this one because you only had 3 channels back then, and the minute you saw a repeat, you would flip the channel to something else.
Oh yeah. I even when it goes to the Ninja Turtles cartoons back, the same era, I can't tell you how many times I saw one particular Ninja Turtle one so much I can actually at the time quote it line by line as a kid because that's how many times I've seen it.
Oh.
But the Dungeons and Dragons I thought it was novel. There was nothing else like it on TV cartoon wise.
Well, it was like Land of the Lost.
See, the only
same story or Gilligan's Island.
Yeah,
they're sent through a vortex or whatever. They're trying to get back home. So every episode, they're trying to find their way back home.
Or sliders.
Just like in the TV commercial, they make it back home eventually in the last episode, I think.
That commercial.
Or they have to go back because someone had to stay behind for them to go back to Earth, and they ended up going back to the D&D land.
Cartoon. I'll have to rewatch. It's been forever since I've seen it.
It might be on Netflix or Amazon Prime. You can probably watch it. Binge watch it. The episodes are only 18 minutes each, I think.
Yeah, I actually, if I buy any cartoon series, I can't believe I'm going to admit to this. If I buy any cartoon series, it's either going to be Thundercats.
No.
Ninja Turtles.
Instead of ho, it's no.
Ninja Turtles. Because those were the cartoons I could never get into.
Snarf. And when I hear that, I change the channel when I hear Snarf.
See, Transformers got killed for me. I was really digging Transformers. I really was. Then my uncle on my dad's side.
Transformers the same show every episode, though?
Almost. But, as a kid, you don't really realize
you can't get away with this time, Decepticon or whatever.
Right.
Something.
Optimus.
I will get you, Optimus Prime.
What killed Transformers for me was my uncle had me watch the 1980 Transformer movies where Optimus Prime, spoilers, gets killed within the first freaking 3 minutes of the film. That just ruined it for me. I'm like, nope, I'm good.
Yeah, but they can't have licenses for every character. Lawyers and stuff.
Well,
so they got change. They have to change some of the lore to get a movie made.
Yeah, I understand this, but if you made a Ghostbuster, well, they did try to do a Ghostbuster Extreme with the whole new cast. In the movie with the whole female cast, I wasn't pissed off that it was all woman cast. I was pissed off because it was just a shitty movie. Because they didn't even play the same characters; they played different characters, which I'm fine with. Whatever, it wasn't ginger swap.
Yeah, they would have to, wouldn't they?
It was just a bad attempt at a classic. I don't care. Like I said, I don't care that it was an all-female cast. It was just a very shitty attempt at a classic movie that just didn't go anywhere.
Well, that one, the movie director on purpose just wanted to piss on the fans.
Yeah,
he used the movie to call people racists and sexist. And stuff.
If I'm correctly, that movie came out even before wokeness was a thing. It was like 2 years, 3 years before.
It was
not really.
What year was that? 2016 or 18? I can't remember that.
Oh, I don't know, 666. Because
SJWs were a thing, but they weren't mainstream. They weren't being called SJWs yet. They were just being called.
Yeah, it was before the movement kicked off. It was just a shitty movie.
They were being called feminazis before that.
2016.
I want to say SJWs. Well, they started around 2008, but they weren't called SJWs back then. We didn't know what to call them. We didn't know what we were dealing with yet, because no one was going. No one my age was going to school, to the universities where they teach this nonsense.
That was a California thing.
Gender studies.
That's either an East Coast or a West Coast education. You didn't get that kind of education here in the cornfields.
It would have been like a Berkeley kind of a school. You can get a degree in gender studies, stuff like that.
No, I had a friend who took that in college on a pretense just to meet girls.
Yeah, in the 80s, they had women's studies.
Sorry to hear that for your friend.
In the 80s, they made certain majors. You had to take a women's studies class to learn about women's lib type stuff. Easy A for guys was just an easy A course.
He met his future wife. I mean, they're happily married. Fucking 15 years now.
Before that, it was home economics.
They need to bring that.
Have to take?
Yeah, they do.
No,
they do.
When I was in junior high, I refused to take a home economics class. Absolutely refused. I'm not going to be in no girls' class making cakes and learning how to iron and wash clothes. And I already know how to do a bank account. But
there was nothing.
Sometimes I wish I had taken that class, because it would have been nice to know how to cook more than just toast.
Yeah, see, I would have ate
and macaroni and cheese.
See, growing up, both my parents
were making turkey dinners and cakes and stuff.
Yeah, I would have aced that class in the first day. With my upbringing with my parents.
Who's that Ramsay guy? That Chef Ramsay? I'd be
Gordon
him.
Ramsay. Yeah.
I'd be him if I took that class in 9th grade.
Well, that is my main hustle. I am actually a professional cook. So
I didn't. When I was 13, I didn't want to know how to sew. I didn't want to know how to, do housework.
Women's work. That's what you were trying to say.
I wasn't trying to be super dad.
Oh, that was a good movie, Mr. Mom with Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Hey, just because I'm the youngest person in this chat doesn't mean I don't. But no.
Instead of doing that, I was taking metal shop, wood shop.
I took both those classes too.
And the other shop. What was the other shop? I can't remember now.
Wood shop.
Welding.
What was it? There's wood.
Auto shop.
Metal.
Auto shop.
Oh, ceramics. Maybe it was ceramics. What, sculpting?
You didn't have auto shop. You didn't have auto shop.
We did, but I didn't have a car that I could take to school and work on and do stuff with.
Yeah, I didn't either, but I took auto shop.
I wasn't even driving. I wasn't old enough to drive.
Metal shop, welding, ceramics, and something else.
I can't remember what the other one was.
Yeah, what class I took? Okay, I did
sailboats. In one class, I had to make a sailboat. I remember that.
Wood shop? That's wood shop.
Maybe.
That sounds like wood shop. Did you have to make?
I must have taken wood shop twice because I remember making furniture, and
wood shop was great. I love that class.
I was making bookshelves and cabinets.
In that class.
You got a what?
I got a B in that class because I threatened a kid with a. Well, we don't really need to talk about that, but I got a B in that class.
I got C's in almost all of my classes except for computers. I got A's in my computer classes.
You get A's in computer? Go figure. No, I would never believe that.
I got F's in American history. I got F's in geometry. I got F's in science. I got F's in biology. I got F's in typing. I got F's in...
Never had a typing class.
So I was always going to summer school to make up for it.
typing turned into computer class technically.
I never had a chemistry class either. I probably had something like biology, but it was science. But
Yeah, I took chemistry and science and biology in summer school and aced it. I just had better teachers.
I got a question. Because I got this a lot.
Summer school had better teachers. I don't know.
Especially when I got this a lot, especially in high school. Your son is really smart, but he's just not motivated. I got that a lot at those teacher-parent conversations. Your son knows this, or your grandchild knows that. He's just not motivated to do the work.
Yeah.
I got a lot of that.
Yeah.
But I never got anything lower than a C. I didn't fail any of my classes just because they would have kicked me off of the rugby team when I was in Ireland, and I would have got kicked off the boxing and swimming team here in America. So if I wanted to continue doing my sports, I needed to keep a C average.
Yeah,
I also had a lot of art
social studies. Yeah, I got A's in art.
Oh yeah,
I believe that.
I wasn't good at art. Like to this day, I still can't draw people. Poor things.
I can't.
I learned to draw people the Marvel way.
I can draw I have that book.
Is that the?
I can trace the Marvel. I can trace the Marvel way.
What? Is that the drawing with the? Is that the book that has like Spider-Man on top of it? Draw it on it to cover.
Probably.
Yeah.
I got that too.
I've got the small paperback, perfect binding edition, and then I've got the one that's on the paper that they actually used when they were drawing the comics on.
Wasn't it?
Oh, that's cool.
It's the giant size book.
Wow.
It don't even fit on my bookshelf.
See, I can't even draw stick fingers without making them look like they come from the retarded monkey factory. I just can't draw.
I mean, I can draw a person if I'm looking at a photo, but just from memory, I can't do it. I don't have the memory muscle in my head to draw anything other than boobs. I only know how to draw boobs.
I have a halfway decent. I can't draw. I have to save my life, but I have a decent recalling things. I'm normally pretty good at it.
But if you know muscle, if you know bone and muscle, then you can draw a person. If you know how to draw bone and muscle, because the skin is just over on top of that.
I had a tutor.
Yeah, like I said, I use the Marvel way, and that works.
Well,
I'd have to practice because the Marvel way is using cubes and cylinders,
mostly bubbles.
Yeah,
and little balls for the knee joints and the elbow joints. You're basically is it behind me? My little wooden mannequin guy.
It's somewhere over there.
Right.
Sometimes it shows up.
I'm still slightly jealous of that. You have the I Dream of Jeannie lamp. I mean, that was my soft core porn when I was a kid because that was hot. It was hot.
Yeah, there's a website.
I was never into blondes, so.
Neither was I.
Well, I like the evil. Well, what got me into this genie thing was the evil genie with the black hair.
Gotcha.
She had a bottle too, which I didn't know. I never even thought about it, but she had a bottle. I'm like, what does her bottle look like? So I saw her bottle on one of the black and white episodes because the first season's all black and white. And I thought, that's cool. What other genie bottles did they have? And then I found this website that makes genie bottles hand-painted, and there's hundreds of different styles you can pick from.
I actually,
I tried to pick one that matches the third season that they used. They were always breaking the things on the show.
Well, yeah, I can see that.
Somehow her bottle would be fixed by the beginning of the next episode.
Well, like most Hollywood,
they were always breaking.
I was about to say, like most Hollywood shows, they have like maybe 100, replicants of the same damn thing. Just went. I remember reading. What was it? I know this is more my era than your guys' era. I remember reading the Harry Potter movies. The kids would constantly break their wands, just playing it like a drumstick, and they, the craft people would have like, all right, make sure this one lasts longer than a week, please. So I think see, when it comes to movies, I prefer practical magic over CGI. We talked about, I mean, you talked about when reviewing Crash of the Titans.
Yeah.
I just the old one, the very old, the first Crash of the Titans with
claymation one with the gold owl.
Yeah.
Harryhausen, the Harryhausen version.
Now,
the Kraken, release the Kraken.
Now, as I said before, compared the old one to the new one, I kind of like the new one better, only because the guy who plays Perseus can actually act in the new one, not so much in the old one. He was kind of stiff.
The guy in the first one was just a pretty boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Harry Hamlin, you know. But look what Harry Hamlin went on to do. He's been in hundreds of things.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not saying he's a horrible actor.
He was probably the equivalent of Mark Hamill from A New Hope.
Man, that guy can't act though either. Not helping your argument though, Shadow.
No, and both of them probably need to keep their mouths shut when it comes to doing anything but acting. But yeah.
Actually, I was watching Dark Crystal. Actually, Sunday I was watching Dark Crystal, thinking to myself, this is the best movie of that era. Jim Henson, 1980 something. Dark Crystal, do you know, Shadow?
Yeah, I've seen it at least once.
I want to say it came out at the same time as Time Bandits.
That's a fun movie.
It was Time Bandits. Time After Time.
Was that the Mel Gibson movie?
No, that's Christopher Reeve.
Oh, no. Yeah, where he mentally shoves his body back in time.
No, Time After Time is the Jack the Ripper and H.G. Wells.
Oh, I don't know that one. 1982. It was Dark Crystal, and I know there was no real. I know there's no physical actors. It was all practical magic, movie wise, and puppets. But
yeah,
I still, even today, if you go back and watch it,
they had the same thing in Empire Strikes Back.
Man, you know, the original idea that George Lucas had for Yoda was put a rubber mask on a monkey and see how that worked out for him. And he decided not to go that route.
What?
Oh, yeah.
I gotta check that.
What was he smoking? What the hell was he smoking?
I would think they would use whatever concept art they start with and go from there.
Well,
what did Yoda look like when they were first drawing Yoda? Was he like a monkey?
Yeah, he was short, and I have no idea. But I know
thought he was like an old, wise gnome of some sort. But with four fingers.
Yoda always kind of weirded me out, especially the original 3 Star Wars. Something about Yoda, not the first 3, but the last one, he just kind of weirded me out.
I mean, well, who did the Yoda puppet? Was that a Jim Henson thing?
Yeah, that's Jim Henson.
Yeah.
Jim Henson.
Frank Oz was there, and Frank Oz is part of that group.
Right. I think anything that had to do with puppets, for the most part, came out of the Jim Henson's factory. That guy.
Star Wars had the trash monsters thing with the eyeball.
That's so weird.
But that was more of a stop motion thing.
Plus, a lot of the creatures in the cantina.
You did see part of it move around one of their legs or something.
Right, a lot of the cantina creatures were also Henson production.
He was from Mississippi. He was.
Yeah, they did. Didn't they do another song and dance thing in Empire Strikes Back, or was that in Return of the Jedi?
That was Return of the Jedi when they had
the girl with the long mouth lips thing.
Right, the pole dancers also.
Yeah, that was Return of the Jedi in Bubba Hutt's.
And that was all puppets, right?
Yeah, that was.
In '97, I watched all those movies all over again because they had to computerify everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, hey, I don't remember that window being there in the Bespin City. Then I checked the old VHS. Oh yeah, there's no window there.
He died bad.
Who?
Jim Hansen. I can't pronounce it.
Oh, he was walking pneumonia. He was walking around with pneumonia and didn't care. The minute you try to go to sleep, you die. Always lay on your side if you have pneumonia.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Otherwise, both your lungs fill up.
But
wow.
He
could have just taken penicillin or whatever and fixed that, but nope.
Wow, really? I thought it was the HIV.
Huh?
I thought it was the HIV.
The HIV?
HIV, HIV, HIV.
No, he was straight. He was straight. He had a wife. He left his wife and his kids. But he had 5 kids.
I don't know about that. I mean, you could get pneumonia real easy if you've got the HIV, but it wasn't called the HIV back then. It was called AIDS.
I don't think he had died of AIDS.
They renamed things to make it sound more scientific and acceptable, and it's a disability
I picked up my
disease.
I picked up my medicine today for my depression and anxiety, and I'm just looking at the name like, who the fuck comes up with these names?
Latin?
No one speaks Latin anymore. Latin is a dead language. Knock the shit off.
You use Latin so that all the countries are on the same page that are making drugs. You don't want to be buying a drug that's written in Japanese, do you?
Why? I couldn't read that either.
Then you have to have a drug translator on your phone.
That's true.
Who has the best price of this drug? Well, we call this like opium. Is opium a Latin word? I don't think so. Is it? Because it's called something else.
Opium?
Yeah.
I think opium might be.
I think it's called something different no matter where it's sold. But it's the same stuff. But if you say, I need some Zentra lithocaine something, everyone knows what you're talking about. Because there's only one of those.
I'm horrible with names. I mean, especially when they're weird-ass names. I'm running Pathfinder, and they're at Lord Froggog, or whatever his fucking name is, from Shrek's.
And
I'm like,
know what needs Latin? You know what needs Latin name calling? Whiskey. The type of whiskey you drink needs to have a Latin word to it. So when you say, I want this kind of whiskey in Latin, people know exactly what kind of whiskey you're talking about. Instead of this, I want some Tennessee something. I want some Fireball, Jack Daniels, whatever, something, some red nonsense, some Crown, whatever.
Crown Royal.
Just give me. I just want.
Are you a whiskey guy?
You're the whiskey doctor. This is what I'm gonna write down. This is my prescription of whiskey. You write it down. I go get it at Walmart.
Well,
I started drinking whiskey about 8 months ago, and I had to research it to find out what the heck kind of whiskey to get. Because I wanted a whiskey that doesn't burn your throat, doesn't burn going down.
We should have been friends sooner. You could have just asked me.
I wanted a whiskey that is smooth.
What kind of whiskey did you end up with?
It's the one that has the giraffe on the label.
Giraffe.
The giraffe.
I've never heard it put that way. Okay.
What is that? I have to look it up now.
Giraffe.
It's like $35.
It's
a 10th anniversary edition.
Is it a single barrel?
Maringle whiskey.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to pop out for a second, but I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay. It's from the north east side of Scotland. It's on the shoreline facing north, but it's on the east part of Scotland.
So at least it's not American. I have a friend that works at Jim Beam, and I give him so much crap.
And over there, they just call everything Scotch.
Scotch. Yeah. It's like, I was always on. I found out that was wrong, but I was always under the information for bourbon to be called bourbon, it needed to be made in Kentucky. Everywhere else, it's just sour mash. Apparently, I was wrong.
So I'm gonna see if
Giraffe. I've never heard anybody put it. That's awesome.
That's from a what's that cartoon? It's from a cartoon, right? Like Bugs Bunny or something.
How do you spell giraffe?
I know how to.
I found it now. It's called Glen. Ooh, they got they have a $70 14-year.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But the 10th anniversary one is the one I got.
All right.
Hey, Connell, little guy wants to come in and say hi.
He's more than welcome.
Yeah, I told him. He was just like, didn't want to, interrupt grown-up talk or anything like that, like he just wants to pop in and say hi.
He is always welcome.
Yeah, he's a pretty smart kid and pretty, not worldly or anything like that, but he knows what's what. Let's just put it that way.
Okay, this is the one I got.
Oh, that's pretty. Oh, it's Glen Haven or Glenmore. Morgan.
Glen Morangi or something. It's got the giraffe pattern on the box.
Oh, I get it. Okay. Yeah, let's see. It's 10 years single malt whiskey. Oh, in the draft 10 box. That's fancy. That is fancy.
But there's no burn. When you drink it, you're not. When you drink it, you don't cough. You don't go.
No, I want you to do me a favor. I want you from one whiskey drinker to the other. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go out and buy Talamadu. It's a good Irish whiskey.
Talamadu?
Yeah, Talamadu.
Can you put that in the private chat?
Yeah, I'm looking at fucking spell.
Talamadu. Now, does it burn? I don't want one that burns.
No, I don't. Well, I've been drinking it since I was 12.
Burns the hair off my chest that I took forever to grow.
Yeah, I've been drinking. I shouldn't say 12. I've been drinking that stuff for a long time. I don't think it burns.
Okay. Because Jack Daniels is like the Coke version of whiskey.
Yeah. So when's
my dad would drink the Jack Daniels and the Jim Beam. Is that the other brand?
Yep. I used to drink both of those. Like
there's Rot
I used to drink a bottle of Jack Daniels every day.
Gut Rot or Rot Gut, one of the two.
Rot Gut.
It's good. It's like fast food whiskey.
Yeah, I can't do it. Well, okay. So I was.
No, the whiskey I was showing. I drink that on occasions. Like, someone got married, drink.
Mazel tov.
Someone's RPG made 100,000 in a Kickstarter, drink. Stuff like that on occasions.
Yeah, I get that.
Because it's too expensive to drink just chug-a-lug every day. It's only 1.5 liter, I think. No, it's 750 milliliter, whatever that is. That's not even a liter, is it? Anyway. My shot glasses, 10 shot glasses, and the bottle's empty. It's like, come on. It's a big bottle, but your brain's tricked into thinking there's a lot in there, but it's not.
I put it in private chat.
Okay. That's not at all what I thought it would be spelled like.
Welcome to the Irish language.
That's not Mountain Dew at all.
No. Whoa.
Okay, so it's gold with the green label. I'll remember that one.
There's several different ones. Right. Clay jar. Hey.
What the hell is you?
It's the Joker. What's going on here? And
we just got through doing we just got through doing a video, and he always dresses up for our videos. Well, not always, but
yeah.
So who did
It's
you
getting
hit?
colder.
What did the hitman do today before coming online?
Hell,
Restorationist? What?
The restorationist in Spanish.
oh,
Okay. What are you restorationing?
It's a name for a project that I'm working on. I forgot that they needed a name, so there we go.
Who did your crown molding around your ceiling there?
we did.
Yeah.
Most of his room is red.
It looks very Space 1999 in your room.
Show him the picture on your wall. Show him that picture.
Oh, that one?
Moonbase Alpha?
That.
That looks fancy. It looks like two planets getting ready to hit each other or something.
I don't remember what it. I think that's what it's supposed to be. Yeah.
It's actually dangerous. A giant. It's a giant sticker.
Oh wow!
Permanently on the wall. Yeah,
that's pretty much what it is. Yeah.
It's like it's a collectible chewing gum card blown up to poster size.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Actually, if you see the picture off to the right, that's a shrunk down version of a very famous black light poster I used to have in my room, and I thought I was getting the original full size picture, but no, you got the shrunk down version.
All right, I see it next to his Amish hat.
I have 3 of those.
Guns. Oh, and there's a smoke detector there. Make sure the battery's up to date.
Oh no!
No, that's the one you've heard before.
Wait, is it?
I don't hear a chirp from it. There's no chirp coming from yours.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I am unable to hear that. So.
Oh, wait! I need you to stand up. I need to see this.
See what?
This outfit you're wearing.
Oh, this?
He's not wearing any pants.
No,
that is not your outfit.
That looks like your dad.
That's your dad. You're wearing your dad's clothes.
No, I actually bought 2 ties this week for a show I'm doing. Because up until now, I've worn a tie 3 times in my life. I hate them. I absolutely despise ties.
Just 3 times? You lucky bastard.
I have like 40 or 50 ties, but I haven't worn any of them in 40 years. So they're all thin 80s ties.
Private.
Oh, those are the best. Those are the best.
Catholic
they're
school.
Buckaroo Banzai ties.
Oh, you got the piano? You got the piano tie?
No.
You get the keyboard? You got the keyboard?
Pretty much. Yeah. They're super skinny ties like they wore in Blondie or
Duran.
Yeah, Duran.
Oh, I know those ties.
Thompson Twins, that kind of stuff.
Now, I had to wear a tie.
I kind of thought about buying one of those, but I didn't.
Everything's Trump ties now.
Let's see. I had to wear a tie every day while I was in school because of the school I went to.
Yeah.
If I never have to wear a tie again, it will be too soon.
Yeah, my brothers went to a Catholic school. They had to wear ties. I went to public school, so I was
yeah. Oh man. Oh yeah. And during the summer, not during summer, but during the warm season, I had to wear shorts with a jacket. Oh my god. AC/DC. You know their
shorts
guitars
with the jacket.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, like Angus Young used to wear.
Like the Omen kid.
Yeah. Yep.
Now you understand why I turned out the way I did.
Yep.
I never wore shorts. I don't have any shorts.
You're too young to judge me. These two.
I love shorts. If I could wear nothing but shorts every day.
I used to wear shorts.
Yeah.
I don't want
We're
shorts.
complete opposite when it comes to clothes.
See, my answer to shorts are pants.
Yeah.
Or tell you what, I'll meet you in the middle. I will wear a kilt. I will wear a kilt. I love my kilt, actually. I need to get a new one. But yeah, no, man, there is nothing better on a hot day than a kilt.
No, there's nothing better on a hot day than shorts in the swimming pool.
Nah. See, you're all missing out. See, I actually got in trouble in high school for wearing my kilt to school. I'm like, it was.
Well, hey, if it's any consolation to you, you can wear it at any school now.
Well, you know,
I see guys in my neighborhood wearing kilts, but I don't even want to talk to them because, like, what are they doing?
there's nothing wrong.
They're not
with
kilts,
learning.
they're skirts. Those aren't kilts.
Nothing.
There's no sheeps in our neighborhood. What are they doing?
That's just bad. I mean,
So everybody here knows that joke. Okay. Except the little guy.
No, but I like what was that movie called with Liam Neeson, Rob Roy? I like that.
Yeah,
one. That was
Rob
a good
Roy.
one. And then there was Mel Gibson was in one. What was that?
Braveheart, which was a horrible
Braveheart.
movie. Historically, it was a
Braveheart
horrible
good,
movie.
it was good except for the end.
Oh, the most historically accurate part of the entire movie because the rest of it was
It was based on Patrick McGowan, the King of England.
That was a prisoner.
It was based on.
No, but he was the King of England though in that movie. I think.
You know what kills me about that
Oh,
movie?
okay.
They
It was
didn't
pretty
find.
good. Yeah.
What gets me about that movie is they didn't find William Wallace at the Bruce's castle. No. You know where they found him at? They found him in Paris at a brothel and dragged his happy ass all the way back to England.
That's the spirit. Bruce, grease me up, woman.
Apparently, your mom's been telling you stories again.
No, that's what the guy
What?
says. That's what the guy says. The guy from The Simpsons. He's like,
Oh.
grease me up, woman. The janitor at the high school.
The groundskeeper for the school.
He has to
Yeah.
crawl
Wasn't
into
the janitor.
the air ducts to chase after the alien hugger thing.
There are just
Oh,
too many.
God.
There are
Grease
too
me
many
up, woman.
Simpson episodes.
It was one of their Halloween specials, or I'm just making it all up. I don't know.
No, you're probably right.
You know, the Halloween specials are the best Simpsons episodes always.
You know, I was talking to my younger brother, not my middle brother, about The Simpsons, and he says it's weird how often The Simpsons predict a future that actually happens. I'm like, well, if you throw enough shit at the wall, eventually something's going to stick.
And not really. All the stuff that they predicted, it's like the Trump becomes president. Yeah, there was one line, a throwaway line, because what it was is there was this episode where they go into the future or something, and Lisa's president. If I remember correctly, and she says like, since the Trump presidency, you've been left with a lot of problems because in this universe, Trump's presidency was a disaster because Trump ran for president years before his 2016 run. Has anybody heard of the Reform Party? Because that's what he ran for. And there was the Reform Party. It existed for a while, and then it quickly died.
I think the Reform Party came out of the fucking 30s, 40s era. I think. I could be wrong.
No, it was in like the 90s, early 2000s was when it started.
Well, then I'm thinking, because there was another reform-ish party that was during anyways,
this party was founded, I forgot by who, but it started as like this third-party option, and it actually did really well in the election compared to most third parties. But after three elections and not getting much farther, the guy who founded the party left, and it was then a competition between two other guys. One of them thought that the two political parties were too close together and that there needs to be a radical change in politics.
Yeah.
The other was a guy who thought that the two parties were too extreme and there needs to be a centrist party. That guy who wanted a centrist party was Donald Trump. He was running on a centrist platform. And the other guy was really radical. I think he was right-wing, but I might be incorrect about that.
What are you talking about? Is this Earth?
It is, I don't know. But because of that, the Simpsons were like, oh yeah, didn't Trump run? Didn't that one guy, Trump I think his name, wasn't he running for president? Yeah, let's just put his name in there.
The only thing I remember about The Simpsons is when they said something about Trump running against Hillary Clinton. They said this like 20 years ago on the cartoon. And that
They
was
might
a
have.
thing. That actually happened.
Oh yeah, they kind of had a. I don't want to say.
But going back to that centrist thing, what year was that? Do you remember?
I know it was in the early to maybe mid 2000s.
I have to look
let
into
me check.
that.
So he wasn't a Republican yet? Was that what the
Not
deal
yet.
was?
Not yet.
So I remember he was running. There was like Mitt Romney, and there was
God, that guy was
McCain, and there was
McCain,
something
Maccabee.
else, and something else.
Yeah.
And
Didn't Ted Cruz run also?
Trump was like
Ted fucking Cruz.
Trump was still feeling the water with his tippy toe, if you
Well,
liked
in
it or
an
not.
interview,
And basically he said, "I'm taking my football home. I'm not playing with you guys. I'm
All right,
going
this
home
was
with my football."
this was 2000.
2000?
Yes.
I'm thinking 2000, 2012.
Mm.
I have no idea what happened in 2000. That's before
Yeah,
my time.
Trump for president 2000.
Yeah, I wasn't doing politics until after 9/11. So I don't know what happened in 2000. In 2000, I didn't care who ran for president. I didn't care if Gore was president. I didn't care if Bush was president in 2000. I just didn't care. I wasn't into politics. But when 9/11 happened, all of a sudden I'm like, I'm plugged in. I'm watching the political stuff.
He's been politically. He's been all over the board. He was a Republican from 87 to 99. From 99 to 2001, he was a reformist. To 2001 to 2009, he was a Democrat. From 2011 to 2012, he was independent. Then he went from 2012 to 2000. What right now?
What was he?
was
What was he
Republican.
doing? What was he doing like in the 90s? Well, why was he switching around for? He wasn't running for anything, was
Like
he?
Trump, he was probably looking for a better deal. I don't know. But he's all over the board.
Who are you talking about now? I thought you were talking about Trump.
Yeah, I am talking about Trump.
Oh, it said apparently he considered running for president as a Republican in 1988, but didn't. And then in 2000, he joined the Reform. Well, no, in 1999, he joined the Reform Party and announced his run for presidency.
Well, I know after he was in that Home Alone movie, he did a little cameo thing.
Oh, Home Alone 2.
And then he
because he used to be really famous for different reasons.
He was doing he was always on 60 Minutes talking about his empire.
Well, he was
cleaning up
busy.
New York City. He owns the land that the Empire State Building sits on. He owns that land.
Oh, wow!
Yeah,
that helps. That helps a lot when you're a real estate person.
Yeah,
that you own the land that the tallest building in New York City is sitting on top of. That kind of thing.
I don't know if McDonald's does it anymore, but when Ray Cook was in charge of Mickey D's, there's a reason why I bring this up. Was they would actually, the corporation would buy the land, and the person, the franchisee, would own the building. So if that McDonald's wasn't doing what Ray Cook wanted to do, he could evict that McDonald's off of his land.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't report Ray Cook back in college.
When Sears was a thing, they owned the land that all the Sears stores were built on.
Oh yeah.
So when the Sears stores were torn down, Sears didn't give up the land. They just rented their property to whoever wanted to build a store where the Sears used to be. Sears is still around making money with all these.
Yeah, we've got a Sears stores near us, and it's just an empty building.
But it's an empty building.
Our Sears turned into
I've never been in there.
It's up by the mall.
That's why I always was confused when people said Sears went bankrupt. Because there's one by our store.
Yeah, Sears
out by the mall.
Sears. Something happened with the Sears universe. It was in a time loop. They could not escape out of. You couldn't. Yeah. The beauty, though, was that if you worked at Sears, you didn't age. You would live forever.
Unfortunately, JCPenney's does not have the same problem.
The Sears stores sold the same stuff every day. They didn't upgrade. They didn't go with the times.
Yeah.
If you wanted tough skins, they had tough skins. If you wanted those biker boots with the silver rings down at the
my son and I
ankles,
both have a pair.
you could buy those. If you
Are you
wanted,
talking about,
if you wanted to buy the same clothes over and over and over again for 50 years, you could. You go to Sears. They would have your size, the style you wanted. They never changed their fashion. Their fashion was Sears fashion.
now, when my grandma,
And if you spent enough time in the store browsing, you would come out and walk back to your car, and you hadn't aged a bit while you were inside the store.
now, my grandpa told me back when the Sears here in Peoria, when it was downtown, had a restaurant inside of it.
Really?
That's what I hear. I
Yeah,
was too young to remember that. But
J.C.
apparently
Penney was the same way there for a while.
You know, Kmart had restaurants like a Denny's.
Walmart has over the years.
They had breakfast, they had lunch, they had dinner. Just, you know, a little bar, a little, you know, not a full-on restaurant lounge area, but just a bar. You sat at and they'd scramble some eggs for you, give you some donuts, pizza
Man,
slices.
you're making me crave a Gemco burger, man.
What was the other store? Woolworths wasn't that? Was it Willoughby's or
Are they the ones that turned into Walmart?
Newberry's, I remember that.
Was Newberry's Woolworths competition?
I think so. Yeah,
I can't remember.
I remember Newberry.
One of them, you'd go in and you'd sit at the counter and you'd get either ice cream or spaghetti or a hamburger.
Now,
and you ate really quick and you left because you had shopping to do at the mall. You
this
didn't
was
sit there all day
way,
and drink coffee.
Was it? My grandpa on my mom's side, with the last name as the store, but we were not, connected at all. Up in Chicago, Marshalls.
Yeah.
We got a Marshalls out here.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not related to those Marshalls at all. Not that I know. Anyways, he's saying back in the day, he would go up there with my grandma, and they walk in there, and when they gets to the one, that was another place. Marshalls had a high-end restaurant in the very bottom of the store, the shopping center, whatever they want to call it. It was a mall before there was malls.
Yeah.
But they would pull them in aside, like, sir, why don't you sit here? We'll bring you a glass of whiskey, and would you care for a cigar?
Oh yeah, it was amazing going in there.
I'm like, can I go? Well, they don't do that anymore. But why not?
It was always the top floor too, like at Nordstrom. The third floor had their restaurant, and it was 4-star. And you would go into Bloomingdale's, the same thing. The third floor, high class restaurant up there, and the waiters would be at your beck and call. They would basically stand there and wait for you to say, "What else do you have?" And they bring you a volcano cake thing, and then what else do you have? And then they bring you turkey dinner. What's next? You know, they're just standing there at attention, waiting. But of course, you have to pay, an arm and a leg to sit there and eat. But it was worth it to do it once. It's worth it to have a personal chef, basically.
Not the first time I was in America. I think I was about 12 or 13. I was back here in America. My aunt took me up to Chicago, and we went to the Art Museum up in Chicago. It was absolutely amazing. It still is absolutely amazing.
The Ferris Bueller Museum?
Yeah. But there was a restaurant. There still is a restaurant, but there was a restaurant attached to the Art Museum. Absolutely amazing. And it just always stuck out in my memory because we did the Field Museum, we did the Art Museum, the Science and Industry, all the Chicago do all the museums. What one?
San Diego.
I think I might have seen that one when I was over in Chicago.
They have wait till you guys on the Dresden Files. Wait till you get to Deadbeats. They go to the museum. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, San Diego
I don't
didn't
think
have
I
restaurants like that.
In there, but I think I saw it. Yeah, I saw it. I think I know the one you're talking about. I'm
in the food industry. I mean, I'll never be a big name chef. I will never. I work for a private family. I'm a private cook. They pay me well to do what I do. I will never own my own restaurant, but I understand the industry. I don't understand how we move these McDonald's and restaurants like that are a plague on the concept of quality food.
McDonald's is dog water.
That's one way to put it. I mean,
but think about it. Their signs would say 10,000 served, 50,000 served,
it's easy.
500,000 served, 1 million served.
Oh, yeah.
Then they got to the point where it was billions and billions served.
Well,
so how are they making food that fast for that many people?
Frozen patties, frozen French fries.
It's pre-cooked. All they have to do is microwave.
It's made out of people. That's how. It's Soylent Green.
I've seen that movie. The people underneath the stairs.
Don't spoil the movie for everybody.
He has the spoiler on his shirt.
Who does?
Not the one I'm wearing, but yeah.
Well, no, he has a shirt full of movie spoilers, and it's one of the 3 shirts he ever actually wears.
Really?
I
only see him like from the neck up in his videos, so I don't even see the shirt.
That's true. Actually, well,
yeah,
I'm not gonna get it.
That's the old D&D one handbook.
Yep, that's one of my favorite shirts.
I don't know. I wish
he's run off to grab your shirt.
I wish there was a way.
He did. He probably did.
I know this is dumb. I know this will never happen.
I want to know how many movies are on that shirt and how much room is there to put spoilers.
It's got a lot. It's got Planet of the Apes. It's got Matrix. It's got whatever the movie Kaiser Soze was in, The Village, Star Wars, Soylent Green. Just all the classic spoiler movies that have a spoiler at the end.
People hate you at like the library or the Blockbuster video or.
Oh man,
places I haven't been to since the 80s.
Oh man, I almost got into a fist fight at a library a couple of years ago over dumb shit. I was reading. My daughter's downstairs in the kids section picking up books because that was part of our deal during the summer. Is
downstairs?
That she wanted,
your library has a downstairs?
Yeah, the kids section.
I'm joking.
Anyways,
our library is a joke. The post office is bigger than our library.
The old lady libraries were all one story, but the ones they're building now, they're like museums.
They should be museums,
and they're empty. They're empty because no one reads books anymore.
Oh no, they're not here. They're not empty. They're full of homeless people.
If the AC's working, yeah.
But no, I'm upstairs. I'm checking out some stuff, and I read something. And I'm like, well, that's queer. And the guy next to me is like, you can't say that word.
Watch me.
He's like, and I looked at him sarcastically and say, that? He's like, you know what you said. Queer? He's like, can't say that word. It's offensive. And I'm like, the proper wordage of the meaning of this word, it has nothing to do with your sexuality. It means something is strange, off-putting. So I go, just kind of give him the meaning of it. Well, it's highly offensive, and you can't say that word because you never know whose feelings you hurt. The bitch of the matter.
Mistake he made was going into a library.
First off, you choose to be offended. I'm not trying to offend you.
Right.
Fuck off before I put my fist down your queer ass.
The librarian grabs you by the ear and escorts you out the building.
Yeah, right.
Hold on. The little guy wants to show off my shirt.
All right, what do we got? Okay, let me zoom in.
Oh man, hang on, zoom in.
All right. That's not. Yeah, that is true.
Luke's
299 died from the Spartan movie. It was Planet of the Apes. It was Earth all times.
I don't know what the verbal is.
I don't either. I think it's a. Yeah, I honestly don't know.
The villagers sacrificed the policeman. I don't remember that.
That's Wicker Man.
Wicker Man. The bees.
Dill is actually a man? What is that? I don't know what that is.
The Crying Game?
Oh, I never saw that.
For a second, I thought you might have been talking about...
the killer's mother is part of his split personality. That's Psycho.
The killer's mother is part of his
Oh,
Split
personality.
The Psycho.
I don't know what
Hitchcock.
half of these movie references even are.
I do.
Beautiful
Rosebud
Mind, The
is the
Village,
name
Solid
of
Creed.
His sled,
Rosebud is from Citizen Kane.
the
Tyler
others,
Durden is Rios from Fight Club.
Christy killed
See-
JR from Dallas.
299 die. So
Spartan.
one person lives?
Yeah, 300.
I thought they all died.
No, because he sent one back. The one who lost the eye, he sent him back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, what
yeah.
happened with Beautiful Mind? What happens there?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
That's
His
Jim.
friends are all part of his Beautiful Mind. Oh, Beautiful Mind is the Russell Crowe movie. It's based off a true story where the guy was a
okay.
I can't think of.
I was thinking of the Jim Carrey movie. So that's a Russell Crowe one with Ed Harris and the girl and
yeah.
Philip K. Dick wrote this thing. I think
Was
it a true story about?
Yeah,
it wasn't a true story about Philip K. Dick.
Yeah, I think it was.
Oh.
All right, I think we got them their house.
That's crazy. That shirt is crazy busy.
Hey, you know what? I found it at a thrift store.
Yeah.
You
There's
know,
probably a sequel to that shirt now.
Oh, I'm sure there are. There's probably pajama pants that goes with that shirt.
Yeah, you know what? There should be.
There needs to be. I thought it was going to be sci-fi movies.
No, it had Star Wars on it.
For some reason.
Star Wars, Neo, Soylent
Star
Green.
Wars is not sci-fi.
I don't
How many
say.
times we got to go through this?
Well, I haven't seen
Wait.
Star Wars is The Hidden Fortress, which is a samurai movie.
Right. With a whole bunch of Star Blazers and Battle of the Planets ripped off thrown inside it.
Nah, it's Star Wars is the Battle Wizard.
No, Harry Potter is a battle wizard. Harry Potter is retelling of Star Wars.
Everything comes from that Kurosaka guy from Japan back in the 50s.
Oh, 47 Ronin.
The 7 samurai became the Magnificent 7, that kind of thing.
Japanese.
Don't get him started. Don't get him started.
The other one, what was the other one called? The Jim Bugu or whatever that movie was. That one turned into another American remake of something. I can't remember now.
Hi, Rad. I'm probably killing your name.
Hello.
People in chat.
I can't see the chat.
Hold on, I'll click on.
No, don't let him in. Don't let him in.
I'm not
letting
you.
Porn. He's gonna do porn.
What?
He's gonna do porn.
I'm not
Is his
gonna
camera on? Is his camera
Do you know?
on?
Is that the guy from earlier today?
Just said hi. What?
Is that the guy from earlier today, Shauner?
Hang on, I have to go on the stream and see what his name really is.
Rattle.
Somebody did porn on your show earlier today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These guys show porn movies. They stream porn movies into your live stream and get you a strike down.
Yeah, that's not okay.
Unless you know a guy on YouTube named Randall.
I don't know anybody named
Rattle. These guys come from the Middle East. Let's see. Let's copy. See how many rattles there are on YouTube. I made my account just a minute ago. So whose smoke detector's going off now?
Not mine.
Not mine.
It's got to be a little guy. My smoke detector is literally covered in an entire roll of packing tape.
Okay, there is a Rattle. He's got 1.96 million subscribers and only 61 videos. How is that possible?
Porn. Don't know.
I suppose it could be possible, but
inconceivable.
Could be the same guy.
I don't think that word means what you think it means.
A guy with 1.6 million subscribers, and he's in your chat.
Same picture?
Same name, same picture.
Wait, really?
Yes.
That's highly suspicious.
His real name is Tom
Can't you-
Cruise.
Can't you check someone's channel if you have like mod permissions or something? Oh,
I don't know.
image.
Yeah,
Why
you
did I say
suppose-
image?
I set mine up so that people can't come in chat unless they're a subscriber.
Hold up. I
Here's
accidentally
another one.
searched-
Here's another one. Here's another one.
I accidentally searched Rattle image and it gave me that same image. So
The only people who come on
Wow.
chat are people I know. I made that decision a while ago.
Certainly.
He's a very
That makes
impressive bot. Very impressive.
why did you just say what? Hi.
See,
He's a
when I said Harry Potter is a retelling of Star Wars, that's when the what popped in. So I'm like,
I don't
Wait, no,
feel
I
like,
said the Battle Wizard.
don't let him in because I don't feel like reporting YouTube because then YouTube's like, but he has 1.96 million subscribers. Why would he do such a thing in your stream?
they all live in India. And they share one apartment.
Did I tell you we got robbed by an Indian man?
I
Oh,
bet you-
yeah. Well, they tried.
I bet you that smoke detector right behind you is the culprit.
Yeah, I know it is.
All you have to do is half twist it, take it down, and pull the battery out. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do.
Are you anti-smoke detectors?
Well, in my social contract it says no chirping smoke detectors. That's
Yeah,
like
I'll say
number.
this
That's
once
like
and I'm
number
never gonna
2.
say it again.
I will. I'll bring it. I'm going to show my social contract. You guys can read it.
Wait, really? You have one?
Oh, yeah.
You have to.
Oh, yeah, he does.
In this
My-
day and age,
How am I not aware of that?
Actually, it's kind of funny you bring that up. My shop, the shop I work at, has actually been talking to me about making one for the games I run. So he can
What is this? What is this world come to? When
cover.
did we all turn into
Wait,
a bunch of racist
no.
pussies?
See, there is
which
the
world are you
fight.
talking about?
The 60s.
Exactly.
Okay. There is a sentence I took to heart as a child, which says, "Always cover thy ass."
Okay, fair enough.
So, social contracts is underneath that amendment.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm looking for one that's current. I've got social contracts from like 10 years ago. I need to find a current one.
10 years ago.
One that's current.
I mean, I get the shit that when you worked at the shop, things were different, but now, fuck, people.
That's got to
Yeah,
be that smoke detector. You had to have heard that just now.
Yeah,
I am incapable of hearing that noise.
It beeps like every 2 minutes.
I physically cannot hear it. Which, he's constantly been telling me the smoke detector keeps going off. I can't hear it. Then when we're passing by this guy's house who has this extremely obnoxious alarm every time someone moves near it, he can't hear it.
You're probably deaf to it.
Probably.
Okay, where's the part where I share my screen? Here. Sharing.
Because sharing is caring.
Okay.
Communist.
Social. It says
Communist.
social contract.
Oh wow!
This is legit.
Hold up. What?
This
All
one's
right.
old. This one's from like 8 years ago.
2014.
Oh,
Like,
first of all,
2014 was 8 years.
cable.
I made a
or-
joke.
You weren't
about
even
this
alive yet, probably.
I was an idiot in 2014. I'll tell you that one.
You probably were barely speaking.
No
English.
chirp. Oh, rule number 4: no chirping smoke detectors. Replace batteries.
See, that was a thing even back then.
No food.
Drinks are okay. No phone texting or web browsing in game. No chat room uses.
Yeah, basically no distractions during the game.
Actually, this makes a great deal of sense. I mean, I technically have to. if I used it for the shop, I would definitely have to reword a lot of it because we don't use the internet. We don't use headphones. No, don't have to worry about that. No food. Yeah, no phones. No out of character speaking, and I can't see. As much as I would love to force that one, I can't. The
takes practice.
Players don't ask the GM questions. See, that would be, please, if you have the question, ask the DM instead of just making a random call with where I'm at, because I don't want the player to make a judgment call that's not allowed in the game and going with it. So I rather them ask than just assume. All talking while asking questions is done in character. Yeah, I'd love to enforce that one.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. See, I do have combat rounds, initiative. I'd love to enforce the action is.
Hang on. You said you couldn't do no out of character speaking during the game session. Then you said something about you'd want to be talking in character.
I want my characters to, no, I said I would want my characters to ask me questions on rulings. On, well, I want to do this. Well, I need to ask me a question so I can answer it yes or no. I rather my characters talk in person, but yeah.
Oh, I wait. If it's a game related question, I just have them hold off until after the session. Then they can ask about game rules they had questions about.
Right.
But I think this might be an old contract, because did it have anything in here about players have to know the game mechanic?
No, I didn't see that.
I didn't see that.
Okay.
2014.
Because that one's been put in since this one. That's my number one rule, is the players have to know the rules. So there's no, how do I do this in the game?
Right.
Yeah. Actually, I kind of do that one. When the character dies, I have them walk outside the main room. I step outside with them and talk to them really quick about what they want to do. If they choose to continue playing, I set them aside and they can make up a new character so I do that.
Yeah, because they're new. That just helps with the metagaming part. It doesn't become a metagaming issue because the player's away making another character, so they don't know what's been happening while they're making their character.
See, I have people show up at my game with like laptops or iPads that have their character sheets on them, so I don't really argue that one too much. I've given up on that argument.
Yeah, I don't know if this would work at a real tabletop game. This is for virtual tabletop, like what we're doing. This is live stream stuff. So everyone's at their own house, in front of their own desk, in front of their own computer.
The virtual top gaming I do on Mondays, this would actually work for. Well, some of it would work for, but I couldn't force any of this because we're all friends. I'm not getting paid. These people are not paying me to DM.
When I shared my screen just now, that's all the computerese my players do during our game session is when we share each other's screens, just to show what our characters look like or where our characters are at on the map, kind of a thing.
Gotcha.
The rest of the time, we're just sitting back, chilling, role playing, not touching the computer, not distracted by anything. We're just talking into the camera and microphone. And we got our real dice on the mouse pad. We roll real dice.
So the Bruce does that.
We don't have apps for that.
Bruce has us roll our dice, and he's just trusting our honesty on dice rolls, which I prefer because, I normally roll high as is, but, if I might. But, I don't know.
Honestly, I'd rather him do all the die rolling.
That's coming off. Never mind.
All the die rolling? Even the damage? Even the...
Everything. Yep.
Even the
That
hidden
way,
die
there will never, ever be any question of impropriety, cheating, fudging, whatever you want to call
But
it.
then it's just, technically it would just be him playing by himself, and you're just there watching him.
Or what is it?
He's
Roll
watching
20.
the movie for you.
Yeah.
Roll 20 has a computerized die rolling mechanism that you can't cheat with. Unfortunately, I can't use it on my tablet or my laptop.
If it takes 10 minutes for a player to fiddle fart with that to get a die roll,
Hey,
it's
No,
like,
it really does.
You can
It
just
really
look
does.
up die roller and you're there.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Right.
I watch people on YouTube and they can't even do that without saying, I did roll. Do you see my roll? I rolled. No, I don't see your roll. Okay, let me roll again.
It goes
then.
from 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 10.
Okay, I'm going to share the screen. I want to show you how my Monday games look like.
Just use
really
use real
stupid.
dice. Just use real dice.
I know.
Use real dice. That's easy.
That's what
But
they're
if you're
for.
too stupid to find real dice, just look up random number generator. Put in minimum 1, maximum 6, 10, 20.
Okay, I'm
whatever
going
you
to do
want.
what you say. I'm going to look it up. Random number generator. This better work.
You're on the spot, kiddo.
Oh no! It took me right to a Google app thing. Now what do I do?
Dude, really?
It says min and max, and it has a 3
minimum
already.
1, max. These numbers can be whatever. I go 6. Generate.
Okay,
I rolled
I'm
a
gonna
3.
trust
There
you. Generate, and it's got this arrow thing underneath. Oh, those are games. They want you to install games. Okay.
Yeah.
I got a 5. That was my roll. Should I share my screen? Do you trust me?
Sure.
So let me.
Because you can't see my screen, can you? 4, 5, 4, 2.
Hold on.
If I click too much, nothing happens.
All right.
I have to wait before I can
All right.
click.
This
again.
is how we use. Yeah. Now.
No, I
I'm
think
Yeah,
what it
but
is-
how do you do a 2d6 then? You can't.
My contact is basically D&D, RPG, and everything in between. That is my
Okay,
contact on the show.
I can
But
copy
technically,
the
you could
link.
just change it. What is your content?
I'm gonna copy the link
That's on chat. Hold on. I was gonna say.
and put it in the private. See how long it's taking for me to show you my die roll? Click on that link. It should show you what I'm looking at.
I don't know. So we used
Up, I can.
Or does it just take you to a
you
generic?
know, I think that
It's taking
chirping
you to the
might be
generator,
coming-
yeah.
I think that chirping might be coming from my end. Out in the hallway there is a smoke detector. And I live in an apartment, so I can't take those batteries out.
Oh no. It probably is mine though, because it doesn't have. My
why
dad
don't-
took
why
out
don't
all the
you-
batteries
Why don't you just half a twist? Just go.
because he took out all the batteries already. It's not coming from the smoke detector. It's coming
Well, every
from.
time it chirps, the red light will come on. See if the red light comes on. Now it's chirping
Okay.
like every 10 seconds. You guys, I'm being trolled. I'm being trolled by the Inland
Chirpers.
Empire.
Can he even reach it?
You need a step stool.
Did it just go off?
No.
We're waiting. Now it did.
Because
You don't hear that?
A
You're
red
standing
light
right
didn't
under
go
it.
up.
Don't look directly at it, for God's sake. Who taught you how to operate one of those things?
The guy below you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
He did that.
did you see a red light go off at all while you were standing
Yes,
under it?
yes, I did.
Okay, you still have vision in that one eye? Okay.
All right.
Apparently
That means there's a battery in it still. Can you
Wait,
take out the
wait,
battery, please?
It just
Please.
something. I put myself on mute and it's still.
Give me a second. I'll go down and take care of it.
I'll do that.
Man,
Can you reach it?
are you guys in the same dimension? I think all this time you guys been living in separate dimensions. Like you never see them like together in that other room. You notice
every
that?
Sunday. Every Sunday.
No, where the El Restaurantis guy is, you don't see both of them in that room ever.
That's his bedroom.
That means.
Hold on.
That means.
Hold on.
How many
he's
of
on
those?
He's on a whole other plane of existence.
How many of those Christian flags do you have?
You're not even on the same internet because you have
Just
different
that one?
cameras.
Nope. 1, 2.
Oh, I thought that flag was enormous. I thought it was like a giant flag hanging from the ceiling.
Nope.
It's just a little thing.
It's very small. I collect flags.
So what country is that one from?
It's just a general flag of Christianity.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you won't be taken serious, you have to have a flag.
I thought you were going to like Sweden or Switzerland or
7.
Luxembourg or something. How many do you have?
12.
And they're generic?
Well,
not generic. It's just the standard like Christian flag.
Does each one of them have a name? Does each one of them have a name like the apostle's name? Like this one's Peter, John.
Yeah. I have this one, which was $1, and my mom said it was too expensive. It's a old Revolutionary American flag.
Oh, okay.
There he comes. Then I also have.
You have a clone? You have a clone of your dad?
Yeah. I have this Hawaiian flag because I thought it looked cool. An Israeli flag and a Welsh flag.
Okay, the Israeli flag. How many points does the Israeli flag star have?
6.
So it's like 2 triangles, one upside down and one. Okay, because someone said it's supposed to have 8 points or 7 points, or it's borrowed from another symbol that had.
Connor, here's the smoke. Here's the smoke detector.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave the room. It's still chirping.
What? Where's
your
the
house
sound
is haunted
coming from? Then you gotta find out where it's coming from.
I told you on Saturday. I'm convinced that the devil is in this house, and just don't ask me why.
Well, that was your clone's. That was your clone's dad. No,
that is true.
Is there like did you like put a permanent marker 1 or 2 behind his ear, like Multiplicity with Michael Keaton in it?
I think we did a 2.
You remember that movie, Shawner?
No, I didn't see that one.
Oh, I also have an Arizona flag.
I'm not hearing a chirp now, am I?
Hopefully not.
It was mine all the time. No, mine's over there. Every 5 years, I have to change the battery because that's how long the battery lasts before it starts to chirp. And the minute it chirps, I wake up, get out of bed, either I take the battery out or I put a new one in. I can't do the chirping. I refuse to do a scientific chirp test. It's like a Chinese water torch. Okay, I haven't been hearing it. So what happened?
Oh, maybe it's gone. Maybe.
That is the one out in my hallway, and I can't do anything about it because there's cameras in my hallway.
No, it was chirping a lot, and it was like
now it's
loud.
Gone? Well, that's good.
See, now that flag looks enormous, the way it's hanging like that.
Yeah,
it looks like it's hanging from
the ceiling. It actually does.
All this time, I thought that was like a giant flag in the background.
I'm not surprised. I don't know. I mean,
I have 0 flags.
I think I have
flags.
2 flags.
Ignoring the 12 Christian flags I have Israeli, Welsh, Arizona, 2 Gadsden.
What does the Arizona flag look like? Off the top of your head, without showing it, what is it?
Okay, it's blue on the bottom. You know what? I have a dry erase board right here. I'll just draw what I remember it looking like. If I actually no, never mind.
Flags are like his hobby, one of his hobbies.
Pretty much, yeah.
Does it say? Does the flag say Arizona on it?
Nope, it's one of the few good American flags.
Because
most of them are
the California
absolutely
flag sucks. The
Yeah,
California
people,
flag,
it's really overrated.
it's got a bear
I like
walking
the
on
bear.
some stupid dung heap, and then it's got California written on the flag.
I
Now
was
the California Republic, which makes it so much better.
when I
It
was
looks
in
like it
college.
looks like the name of a tavern or something.
When I was in
A
college,
bear
one of
tavern.
my roommates had the California flag and had the bear, and he with marker or something he drew what looked like a little doobie coming out of the bear's mouth.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you go to Walmart, they've got thousands of variations of that flag that you can wear.
Why though? The California flag is
Because the
overrated.
California flag is a meme. It's a
That's
meme.
true.
It's always been one.
See, I think it should be against the law to wear the flag, the United States flag. Period. I don't think it should be on bathing suits. I don't think it
No,
should be
but-
on boxers. I don't think it
No,
should be on
hot chicks.
shirts.
Hot chicks are allowed to.
Yeah, don't ban it on bathing suits. Allow it on everything else.
Wonder Woman from the TV show. She wore a flag basically.
I think that should be against the law. It's disrespectful
and then
to the
who
flag.
else? Who else? Wasn't there like a? Oh, I have to go on the Marvel Handbook Universe thing to find out who the other girl was that had stars and stripes on
Stars
her
and
outfit.
stripes. Well, Captain America has stars and stripes, sort of. I got how many flags do I have?
No, that's
I have my grandpa's old Irish flag.
I don't have any flags.
I
The only
got
flags I ever
mine.
had were the ones that came with my army men. I had the Germans and the French.
The
So
German.
I had French and German flags.
No,
the
is
only
it?
acceptable French flag is the white one.
Oh,
Ah! And
Haha.
their tanks have
You're
5
fired.
speeds.
No shit, huh?
All right,
their
this
tanks-
is what I think the Arizona flag looked like.
Oh, that's cool.
I think it might be slightly different, but this
So
is
it
what I-
doesn't have any words or anything. It just has a symbol. That's cool.
Nope. Yeah, let me grab it.
I would think it would be like a picture of.
That's
Hoover
what the
Dam.
majority of state flags are.
Looks like
Okay,
the
let's see.
beginning of a,
How accurate was he?
close enough.
Wow. I never knew that was even the Arizona flag. How do you have that?
I just
He
Found it
buys them.
Oh, okay. That's
I always
huge.
kind of like the. Am I thinking
I
the
thought
right
you were going to
flag?
show a little flag.
I always like
Just
the
have this little
Russian
flag.
flag.
the Russian flag.
Yeah, I always like the Russian flag. It's just
Oh.
it's
I love the Slavic flags, the white, some color, and then red at the bottom.
yeah.
Usually blue, but Bulgaria is nice with green as well.
I now have to go to flags.com.
I actually drew the Russian, the Imperial Russian flag.
Telling you, this kid knows his shit, man.
He's
I'm gonna buy a
actually
flag.
the problem is he's naming colors I've never seen before. Therefore, I
Okay,
did not believe that
flags.
exists.
Flags.com has its own flag.
Whoa, what
I
.com
need
are
a-
you on?
Flags.
Flags.
Oh,
Flags.com.
No, I'm
Okay,
gonna
let's go
say
to
the most useless
international.
piece of information about myself is I scored a 90% on the Flags of the World quiz.
Damn,
Internet.
I've never scored
What?
90% on anything.
What is an international stick flag? Is that what you have? You have an international stick flag.
An international stick flag. You know, I
Okay.
have not heard of that one actually.
So I didn't know they were called stick flags. Okay, here we go. Oh, they have the complete UN member flag set.
Well, the UN is gay.
Okay.
Well, at one point, the UN actually had a pretty good purpose, and it still does to a certain degree.
Kind of.
The U.S. needs to get out of there as fast as possible.
That or
You know, the UN is just the League of Nations 2.0, but the only reason it survived is because nukes exist.
How do you know all this stuff?
You know,
Right? I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
I'd love to argue. You know, I really hate it when my friends' kids bring up arguments that I can't argue back because they're right.
Gentlemen, we cannot allow a mine shaft gap.
All right, you're smart. Shut up.
That's- Do you remember that part in Doctor
Zhivago?
Strangelove?
Oh,
Dr.
I haven't
Strangelove.
seen that movie in years.
I've seen that movie once, and I was younger than him when I saw it.
They're calculating the ratio of men to women in the mine shafts because they're going to live underground for the next 100 years, and they're trying to repopulate Earth in the bomb shelters.
During the early 80s? I don't remember when this happened, but I remember there was a congressman. I've seen the clips of it saying that there should only be one internet because it's full of tubes, and if you have too many different companies,
A series of tubes.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god.
I had no idea where. I just heard people say the internet is a series of tubes, and I had no idea where that was coming from.
Oh yeah. It was one of our smart and brightest at the Congress.
What kind of tubes is he talking about?
I have no idea. I didn't know that was a real thing.
I think he was talking about the tubes that send like packages.
I don't know. It was a thing. It was a real thing.
The pneumatic tubes with the air?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe.
I honestly think so.
Or the tubes going across the bottoms of the ocean with all the wiring in them and stuff?
Maybe.
Which I don't know if they still use.
I think they do.
Satellite now.
I think in some cases they do because it's still more reliable than satellites.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen. I found a site that's got flags. We're going to see who has the best flag besides the United States.
Which
Ireland
country has the best flag? I know
Ireland.
Mexico has been rated the most beautiful flag.
It
Which
is a pretty flag. I'll give that.
No,
But-
Mexico's flag used to be so much better. And no, I'm not biased because
Mexico?
Because you're Mexican?
no,
Can I
the
find
flag of the
Mexico?
second Mexican Empire is so much better than the current one. And it's not
Second?
because I like the second Mexican Empire. Not at all. 0%.
Okay. This is like the third time you said second Mexican Empire. How many were there?
Of course, there was a Republican who said this.
Wait, what?
The
How
full
many-
tubes. A series of tubes is a phrase that was. Stop listening to me, Siri. I'm not talking to you.
I'm looking for the Mexican flag. I should know this.
Right there.
I'm like just a block away
That's-
from Mexico. I should.
It's on the screen.
Ted Stevens from
It's
Republican from Alaska is the one where the meme came from.
All right. It's
Yeah,
the
that's
second the second from the top down, and then
I don't know. I kind of like the Korean flag. I always thought that was straightforward.
wait, which one?
Yeah.
The Korean.
North or
Was that
south?
South. I'm not a commie.
You know, my dad described the Angolan flag as quote commie Russian bullshit.
I believe you. I believe you.
Okay, where's the Russian flag? That one's just the sickle, right?
No, not
Where's
anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Oh, you're talking about the Federation thing? I have
Yeah, the
no
Russian
idea what
Federation?
that would be.
It's white, blue, and red.
White, blue, and red.
See,
Of course,
you know,
if you asked me to draw the Russian flag, I'd put a golden square in the corner and put a black double-headed eagle in it. But
Why? Why would
Russian
you do that?
Empire.
Brazil has a nice looking flag.
Again, the Brazilian Empire had a better flag. Monarchies have cooler flags. Just a fact.
Okay, Russia is just blue and red.
So if monarchies have a cooler flag,
Oh, I see. There's
never
a white.
mind.
The
I'll be
top of the
nice.
flag.
I'll
is
be
white.
nice.
What was you gonna say?
I'm just saying, not the official American flag, but we do have a flag that has an eagle that's holding. It looks like a pair of arms. That looks kind of kingy, if you ask me.
Yeah.
See,
I like the Hong Kong flag, sort of, kind of.
It's all right.
Now, do you have these flags memorized?
Most of them, yes.
Okay.
You're the kid that could probably watching after Animaniacs name all the different countries like Yakko, or was it?
I could probably name. I mean, I could 100% name more than your average American, but I couldn't name every single flag. But if you showed me a country, I could probably name it, or their flag. I could probably name it.
I get in trouble once I get into the Slavic area because there's just too many small fucking countries.
Now I'm pretty good at the Eastern European.
Yeah, that's where I get in trouble.
The Finland flag is what I thought you had 12 of.
Oh yeah, because it's a cross.
Yeah, I actually have up by the stairs a Spanish flag, a Bahrain, the flag of Bahrain, which is very weird. But I found it in a pack of flags and I liked it, so I put it up. Then South Africa, Russia, and
ooh, I like that one.
Which one?
It's the one that has a trident in the middle of it.
Oh, that's Barbados.
Barbados. See,
yes,
that's how I'm going to choose what country I'm going to move to with whoever has the cool flag. I don't care anymore. Whoever's got the cool flag wins.
Wait, is that Catalonia? Wait, scroll to the left. And then down? Let's scroll down. Yep, that's Catalonia. The yellow and red stripes.
Wow. Okay.
That's not a country. Well, I guess neither is the European Union.
What is it?
You see those yellow and red stripes?
Yeah.
That's Catalonia.
But if it's not a country, what is it? Oh, okay.
It's a region of Spain. And a variation of that flag with a blue triangle in the corner with a white star is a flag used for Catalonian independence, because a lot of them want it.
Yeah.
They haven't declared independence, but...
How do you have this information in your head?
What do you mean? What?
Wikipedia. He's reading all the Wikipedia pages for all the flags.
I don't read Wikipedia that much.
He's cheating, in other words.
You know, as
Wikipedia
a wise
is
man...
run by liberals.
He read
not necessarily true on that statement there.
Yeah, I know.
I was going to say about what they want, the comment about they want to be a free nation. I'm like, as a wise philosopher once says, you can't always get what you want, but if you try really hard, you might get what you need.
What's that red and yellow flag up there? I don't recognize that. Is that a real country? It's like red with it's a red square, like a red pure red, but then there's like some yellow thing in the corner.
I have no idea.
That's
not the flag of China. That's not the real flag of China.
Oh.
Yeah, the real flag. The real flag of China is red.
This might
with
be
a
an
blue
old
square
website.
in the corner with the sun.
You know,
that's the real flag.
China. You're talking about China. The way Trump says it. China.
You know which flag is not real? The Australian one. Because if you ask Max, it's not a real place.
That's true. Also, what is that?
They're using someone else's flag on their flag.
the British flag.
That bugs.
Well,
me.
they are still part of the British Commonwealth, so technically they're still part of what's left of the British Empire in a way.
Not much.
Yeah, but Queen Elizabeth is still the Queen of Australia.
Yeah.
What's this Saint Lucia?
Saint Lucia? That's a random
Where's
island.
that?
It's an island.
That looks like Space Force.
You know, I think I realized why I know so many flags.
That's the Star Trek
flag
right there.
If you're, I'd have.
What's that green flag? What's that green flag with the yellow sideways diamond with the black circle in the middle of it on the far right side?
That's an illegitimate flag of Brazil.
Okay.
What does it know?
Why? Okay.
It looks like something from Pizza Planet.
I had to draw this flag so many times. Why is it illegitimate?
Because it doesn't know its parents.
It's just something I say whenever talking about Brazil, Mexico, and
what's
Germany.
wrong with Brazil?
Brazil is because in the 1880s, the military overthrew the monarchy, and they changed the flag to that.
All right, your kid's way too smart. He's got to go. He's making the rest of us look dumb.
So who has the best
flag? I don't know where he gets it. Man.
Mom.
Who has the best flag? Well, I'm ignoring Mexico and the United States.
Ireland.
Ireland's just a tricolor, and people always confuse them with the Irish.
Hey, this is my stream, my show. It's Ireland.
Where's Ireland?
You're right. It is.
Ireland's okay, but it's too much like Italy,
Hey! Those are fighting words.
and it's too much like Iran and India.
You know,
and Zebu, Peru, and Peru.
Wait, go. The one that's between the star and Greece flag.
The star and Greece flag. Wait, which?
The one between. I'm pointing to the screen like you can see what I'm pointing. You got the Greece flag. Then
Yes.
you go over to the left one, Zimbabwe?
Zambia.
That looks like Baba the Hutt flag.
It is one of the most garbage flags. They took a green square, put a vertical tricolor in the corner, and then just put an MS Paint drawing of a bird.
Oh, it's the one with the bird. I'm looking. I have no idea where you're even at. It's a flag with a bird on it.
You see Greece?
No.
Oh, it's blue. It's almost in the center of the screen. It's blue stripes, blue and white stripes.
Oh,
with
okay.
the,
I see it. I see it.
Yeah.
The
One
flag-
square to the left. Yeah, one square to the right. That's Zimbabwe. But then one square to the left is
If
Zambia.
I was colorblind, I would never find that flag.
I'm colorblind. I am really colorblind. I look at the tones of grays. See,
Yeah.
I like Iceland.
That looks like some first grader was playing with Print Shop
Crayon?
Deluxe.
Yeah.
You know, one
On
of the
the
rules
Apple.
of good flag design is that you're able to see it in black and white. So
Ooh, Sri Lanka. I like that flag. It's got a lion
Sri Lanka
with
has a
a
cool flag.
sword.
Okay, I'll go over
yeah, it's a lion and a sword. It's a cool flag.
If you say so, Hoss.
Now,
Hong
what
Kong does
about-
have a nice flag.
Now, what about this Marshall Islands? It looks like
Yeah, the Marshall Islands.
it looks like an airline.
It's
mean Mar-
it's a weird
looks like
flag.
It looks like something you put on a spaceship or on an airplane, and that's the company of your transit.
Is that a
vehicle.
teapot?
Where?
Above. I don't know. It's two above Egypt.
Oh, Bruns?
Egypt. Brunei?
It's as a red something in the
Brunei?
middle.
Is it EI at the end? Brunei?
Brunei. That is yes.
It's Chip's mom.
Brunei. Brunei is
Be
such a
our
weird
guest.
country.
Be our guest.
Wow,
That
Beauty
is
and
a
the Beast.
weird.
Holy crap.
Oh, Barbados has a cool thing. Look.
Yeah,
at that,
Barbados is cool. But I hate Barbados as a country. And no, it's not because I'm salty that they abandoned the Queen. Not at all. It's just a garbage
No.
country. It's a small island. Who cares about Barbados?
Jesus, so judgy. It's like, man, where's this hate coming from? It's like watching Fox and Friends.
Oh,
Pump the hate brakes.
I like the Norway flag, sort of, but it reminds me of that place where the guy
I like
shot up
Fox and Friends.
everybody on that island.
You like
All the
Fox and
kids.
Friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that weird. What's that red circle? It looks disgusting.
Japan?
No, get that out. I don't like it.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
I don't like.
because-
I don't like Japan.
Just because they can't have their own army anymore.
Okay,
doesn't mean
what is the ugliest flag then?
I was about to say El Salvador.
El Salvador.
No,
You
I'm
didn't
kidding.
you didn't even think about it.
That's just to make my El Salvadorian nationalist friend really mad. But
El Salvador. Is this
If
even
you're
in
a
alphabetical
Salvadorian
order?
friends watching my channel, I have problems I didn't even realize I had.
Are you reading
Yeah.
on a flag you can't even see on my screen?
El
is
Salvador
where
is just blue
El
and
Salvador?
blue and white. It's so similar to a bunch of other countries because
Oh,
they
there it is.
stole the idea from Argentina. Well, no, the United Central American state stole the
Mhm.
country, stole their flag from Argentina, and then when it shattered, all of them just copied.
You
flag.
know who stole flags? Look at the New Zealand flag, and now look over at the Australian flag.
No, the
Same
reason
damn
that-
design.
No, look up old Canadian flag because all the old British flags were just the British Union Jack watermark in the corner with either
Fuck you.
blue or red with
Watermark.
a
They're
weird
not watermarks.
seal. They might as well
Actual
be.
things.
Fuck Union Jack. Like the old IRA song goes, fuck Union Jack, I want my country back.
You know, I hate the British, but I like that the British still have a queen.
Fake
But
But-
she's a lizard person.
Yeah, for some reason I'm not inclined.
Okay,
to
so
believe
which British monarch was the best?
that.
Actually, out of the last couple hundred years, her dad did a really good job during World War II.
That's true. I do like Queen Victoria, but
Queen
Yeah.
Victoria's grandchildren ran the fucking world.
they did. Now there were two. Now I heard Queen Elizabeth was this. She hated two things. There's only two things that she hated, and one of them was women's suffrage.
Go figure.
Yeah, and I don't remember what the other one was because
Wait, the current Queen
women's
Elizabeth?
suffrage was
Poor
just too-
people. Poor
She only
people.
hated two things.
No, she
Wait.
hated. No, Queen Victoria hated two things more than anything else in the world. One of them was women's suffrage. She thought
Hate is
women
such a
don't give
strong
them
word.
the right to
Or
vote.
was it onions?
And I forgot what the second one was because her hating women's suffrage was just too funny.
Wait. Are we talking the current or King George, King Henry's daughter?
Queen Victoria.
No, he said Elizabeth. There's been two.
Well,
Oh, I thought you were talking about Queen Victoria hated
no,
two things.
didn't I say Queen Victoria?
You
I thought
said
you did.
that you brought up that Queen Victoria, then you went over to Queen Elizabeth, and I'm
Oh
asking.
no, I
which
think I
one.
meant I was agreeing with you that Queen Elizabeth II's parents were good.
Yeah, her dad didn't want to be king. Actually, her father was not even in line to be king. Her
Yeah, but then-
uncle had it for 5.3 seconds. Decided that he wanted to stick his wick in a divorcee American and gave up the crown.
Well,
Yep.
I think he actually would have been a decent king.
Oh, he was a
But-
flop. Oh my god, that guy would have lost. He would have signed up with the fucking Nazis.
No,
If
he
you
wouldn't
don't believe me,
sign
look
up with
into
the
it.
Nazis. He would have just ignored the Nazis.
He went over to Germany to try to make a deal with the Führer to get his country back. If you don't believe me, look into it. There's documentation that proves it.
Yeah, him and I believe it was Oswald Mosley shared some
Oswald
similarities.
Mosley needs to fucking burn in hell.
Oswald Mosley was gay.
You're not just proving my argument.
No, I'm not disproving your argument. I'm saying Oswald Mosley was gay, and that's a fact.
Actually,
Even if he
It's
wasn't
the
gay,
first time
it's-
I've ever heard that name.
I need to look
Really?
at this person.
well, you don't like
he was
history.
the leader of the British Fascist Party.
Yeah.
Oh,
The British
see, I
Union
know
of
those
Fascists.
things. I know those things. I just don't know the people's names involved.
Well, Shadow.
Former
was mentioned-
Chancellor of the Duchy of the Lancaster. Something.
You know, Oswald Mosley was a part of the the Labor Party for a long time.
You know.
I'm not saying he was like
Yeah.
an actual Labor Party, but
Yeah.
he was
he
there for a
was
bit.
he was in charge of the British Union of Fascists. That's always good.
Yeah.
Baseball
Oh,
bat to kneecaps, or a crowbar to forehead. Your option.
Yeah. You know, if it wasn't for Mussolini, well, Mussolini was just the funny Italian guy.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay,
Well,
you are my nephew.
back-
Okay. That does it. You're my nephew. I'm adopting
Back
you
in
as
the
my nephew.
30s, back in the 30s, him and Hitler were not seen as caricatures like they are now.
Well,
Yeah.
Mussolini tried to save his country. He would have been a good dictator, and he definitely put the dick into the tater if he was after Hitler. But
Yeah.
like him,
I like
and
what happened to him and his wife, though. That was cool.
didn't they
Hitler
die
didn't want
badly?
Hitler
No.
didn't want that happening to him, so
Well,
they
Hitler-
had his body burned after.
No,
he killed
Hitler.
himself.
My dad is convinced that Hitler killed himself. I think either one of two things happened. Either one, he was in the bunker and was like, I am in the bunker. What do I do now? I'm going to do some drugs until I die.
Or
Or,
That is not what I said.
or no, or he was in the
Well,
bunker.
the Germans wrote down everything they did, so
That's
we
true.
know what happened.
they were great note takers.
That's
They
true.
took-
But no, I think Hitler did one of two things. Either one, he overdosed on drugs in his bunker, or two, he went to Argentina and overdosed on drugs.
Well, there was.
I'm gonna go with B. That's what my old man said.
Stalin.
Your old man was wasn't your grandfather or your great grandfather?
His old man was your great old man.
Okay, so yeah, there was a comment. I don't know if it's true or not, but there's a picture of Joseph Stalin, Churchill, and Roosevelt.
Yes, and somebody's picture got erased from that.
And during that meeting, it was said that Stalin looked across to the other two guys as like, I don't think that was Hitler. Because even Stalin thought Hitler was still alive. Because Hitler also had a hobby of finding people that look like him.
Conspiracies come from. You have to make up a nice little story like that.
Hitler was a megomaniac. Hitler would never have killed himself.
Hitler did too many drugs.
He
didn't do enough drugs.
He had a doctor. He was like Elvis. He had a Dr. Feelgood.
Or Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Or Prince. Or Marilyn Monroe. They're borderline meth addicts. They're doing something. I forget what it was called. It wasn't meth.
What is that? I always heard the rumor that JFK spent some quality time with that young lady.
He did.
I don't know if that's true, but
yeah, that was no rumor.
I don't know if it's true. I wasn't in the Oval Office when that happened.
Democrat. He's a Democrat, so he gets away with it. If Trump did something like that, oh man, you
wasn't.
You would hear about it 24/7.
It wasn't the fact that he was a Democrat. It was because he still lived in the era where the news gave the presidents a pass for the most part.
If they were a Democrat.
Fucking Tricky Dicky did some shady shit in the press, more or less.
Tricky Dicky.
If you're talking about Nixon.
Yeah, I'm talking about Nixon.
Okay.
Nixon.
The media harassed him every day that he was president. And what did he do? What bad thing did he do?
Watergate.
Gatewater.
What did he have to do with that?
He was trying to spy. It wasn't an election year, and
he wasn't trying to spy on anyone.
I'd see, but there was recordings.
He wasn't trying to spy on anyone.
No, he would just set up
his campaign guy. His campaign guy decided to spy on the other team to see what they were up to. He did that
I don't know that
own.
much about Nixon.
Nixon had nothing to do with it. This guy did it all on his own.
Actually, when it comes to
what did Nixon do? So what did Nixon do that?
Okay, by that argument, Nixon didn't do anything other than hire the wrong guy.
Okay, this is what happened. Nixon recorded conversations with this guy in his office because that's what presidents do. They record everything. That's normal procedure. But what Nixon was doing was he was burning the tapes or destroying the tapes or erasing the tapes during an investigation of what he was talking about with this guy.
Right.
So he was caught erasing tapes. The media went nuts about that and harassed him every day while he was president until he quit. All because some guy breaks into a hotel and is looking at files on some Democrat campaign thing. Who was the guy that was running? Was it Hubert Humphrey or something?
Isn't that an actor?
Who was the Democrat? Some loser Democrat.
Hold on.
Yes. Anyway, the media hates Republicans, so it doesn't
matter.
They love
Trump. Well, okay, one half of the media love Trump. Not anymore, but they used to.
One half?
That's hardly one half.
It's like 1/12 of the media.
Well,
half of Fox liked Trump. That's the beauty of Fox News is they have the liberal side and the conservative side.
I
All the other
haven't
news
heard-
channels only have the liberal side. There's no.
I haven't heard much of
conservative
the liberal
voice.
side coming out of Fox in a while.
Probably because people don't really care about them.
Geraldo Rivera, Juan Williams.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't watch Fox News
and
anymore, so I don't
the
I
five.
don't know who the liberals are anymore on that stuff, but
He drives me crazy.
it used to be Hannity and Combs, but Combs died a horrific death,
Cancer?
which made my day because he was evil incarnate.
Oh, good to
So
know.
then it was just Hannity, and just by himself, and I guess he would invite liberals on his show. That way, he still got
I
2
don't
points of view.
remember Bush Senior getting much flack from the news. I was a kid, but I don't remember.
Yeah,
them
he got harassed every day of his life.
Did he?
Yep. Yeah.
Read my lips. No new taxes. Or he throws up at a dinner with the Chinese, throws up in the guy's lap right next to him.
That's
So
just
the media had to play that every day.
wow.
Every day. But his main thing was no new taxes. And what does he do? He raises taxes. Because he was a rhino. The Bushes are all rhinos.
Bored.
Democrat light.
And if you trace the Bushes far back enough, they were Nazis.
I hate to say it, if you trace anyone back that far,
Hey,
I know. My grandparents were probably card carrying, goose stepping SOBs.
Connell's family are from the IRA. You know, watch
Not
out.
Nazis. Completely different.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
IRA.
I had some IRA family members as well.
Completely different.
They
Mama,
were
mama.
different.
Okay,
That is true.
okay.
They were different because the Nazis liked the Germans and the IRA liked the Irish.
Actually,
You're too
when it
smart.
comes-
You're too smart for this live stream.
I know.
He needs his own live stream.
I'm telling you,
Are you old enough to
I'm telling you.
broadcast live at your age?
he's working on it. He's working on his own channel.
When it
He's gonna
comes
have
to
a bazillion
presidents,
subscribers.
actually, amazing enough, most of the presidents I completely dislike are not the current presidents. As much as I don't shit on Trump, but he's not my favorite person, but I don't hate him.
And there's no one can say Trump was the worst president. That's objectively not the case. I mean,
That's Andrew Jackson. That's Woodrow Wilson. There's somebody
I
else.
love Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson did horrible
Andrew
things to the Native
Jackson,
Americans.
he was the first Democrat. So
Is
he's
that
got
when
all
the
kinds
party
of-
switched?
he has all
it was
kinds of
long
things
before
wrong.
that. All I know is Woodrow
Democrats,
Wilson
remember,
was gay, and I don't know
Demo-
that much. Well, it's not I don't know that
Democrats
much, but-
Democrats wanted slavery. The
Woodrow
Republicans
Wilson-
didn't. That's
No.
just the way it is.
Woodrow Wilson helped funded the KKK.
Yeah, Woodrow Wilson was gay. The KKK actually assisted the socialist government of Mexico against a Catholic uprising. That's something not that many people know. But the KKK helped the socialist government of Mexico. So did the United States, by the way.
Against the hey, I'm Catholic. I don't know how I feel about this. No.
Oh, and Ireland helped the Catholic uprising.
Oh yeah. Well, they're Catholic.
Of course. Yeah, the Cristero War.
Yeah.
Basically, the Mexican Revolution happened. Elias Calles was like, that religion thing? Kind of cringe. Don't like it. I'm not illegal. Well, he didn't illegalize it, but he put restrictions on how many people could be priests. He did a bunch of things that the religious population hated. And then they tried protesting and peaceful demonstrations. He didn't care. And then eventually they resorted to terrorism. And over in like central-ish Mexico, over where I'm from in Jalisco, especially in Jalisco, but other states too.
How did you learn this? Is there like a DVD or something? Are you like that kid from
YouTube.
Venture Brothers? While you're asleep, you're listening with headsets to the world history, and you wake
I
up
think
with
so.
this knowledge.
I think that's what it was.
He kind of does.
Did you
Connor.
read a book? did you osmosis this information from the air? Did you?
I do own a lot of books. That's true,
Oh, okay.
and not including the 9 copies of the Bible I have standing right next to me.
9 copies?
I
you have
believe 9. Yeah.
Cicero? Do you
Uh,
have Cicero?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep.
You have
Well, no, the
Plato?
9th one's in my backpack, but yeah, 9.
Hey, he's asking you a question, monkey.
Yes.
Do you have Plato? The Republic?
Plato. I don't believe so, but I have read portions of it.
Do you have Thomas Paine?
Thomas Paine. I've read some of his work. Yes.
Do you have Herodotus?
No.
I
The
do.
Histories?
I
Huh?
do.
That was the first newspaper reporter. He wrote back in 500 BC about the Amazon women fighting with bows and arrows, and they would surgically remove their big right breast so that it wouldn't be in the way when they're pulling
I
the
thought it was the left. It doesn't matter. I thought it was the left, but it really doesn't matter.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah.
anyway,
I guess that's why I
Herodotus,
didn't read this guy.
he wrote about that stuff.
That's weird.
What was the
I
other
got
one?
Homer.
Cyrano? Was it Cyrano? No.
Let's see.
Who
I
was
have
the other guy?
Shakespeare. I have the works of Shakespeare. I have Plato. I have Homer.
Cicero. Do you have Cicero?
I think so.
He was the first Rush Limbaugh
Yes, that's fair.
back in the Greek Athens era.
The GOP.
Talking about how the empire's going gay. Everything's going gay. That's how civilizations end, is when all the politicians become gay and allow the gays to run the place.
That's true.
Kind of like now.
We're doomed. We're doomed.
We are.
Things are
Um,
kind of getting slightly better, but there's still a lot of gay.
We're living in the beginning of the beginning right now.
Wait.
Critical race theory.
Oh,
That's the
yeah.
Yeah,
beginning of
critical
the
race
beginning.
theory is super gay.
Super gay. Like, remember when gay was just regular gay?
Yep.
Yep.
I wish I
Super gay.
remembered that,
Super gay.
but sadly I don't. Well, no, when I was, I don't remember that. Most of my memory, things were already garbage.
When I was a kid, you would hear stuff about Queen being gay, and you didn't know what gay was in junior high, and you're like, whatever. You like their song, you buy their records, you like their music. Now,
News of the world was huge.
4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds are being taught how to be gay, and to go into the next grade level, you have to choose a gender other than the one you currently are. Otherwise, you're going to fail this class, and you're never going to make it into first grade. What do you do?
It's
What do you do?
it's
What
gay.
do you do?
What do
So
you
the
do?
kids obviously are going to do what the teachers say. Well, I'm a boy, so I guess I'm going to be a girl next year. I don't want to get teased by anyone for being stuck in kindergarten. I'm
This
gonna be
is
a
why
girl.
I'm sending my kid to a private school, because they don't do that nonsense.
That's why I tell people I run into on the street, homeschool your kids now. Do it. Get them out of
Apparently, I
public
don't need
schools.
to. This kid's doing it himself.
This kid could homeschool you.
You know shit, huh? He
Public schools
actually
are
does
toxic.
Sometimes I do, yeah. Yeah, luckily the school I went to was the teachers in the actual school itself was fine, but in the last year, once quarantine ended, there was a lot of gay.
Yeah.
A lot of kids were like, I'm actually gay now.
Yeah.
And like I might have told this to you, but I was in summer school, and in this summer school, there was this girl who was friends with my Salvadorian friend, and only for like a few weeks before this interaction happened, and she was talking to some of her friends, and he's like, "Wait, so what are you anyways?" And she says, "I'm bi gender." He looks at me confused and has never talked to her since.
Yeah, I think I remember you saying that once. That was last summer that happened?
This summer.
This summer? Oh, this summer. Like
Yes,
right now?
It's in my high school, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Well, most of the friends my age are now prancing around in dresses because the government pays them money to stay home, and they pretend to be a crazy person. I mean, they're taking their meds and stuff. Because if you want to get the money from the government, you have to start taking the medicine, the Prozacs and the antidepressant stuff and the hormone stuff. You have to show the government that you're doing your part.
Oh, Jesus.
Otherwise, you don't get the free money to live in a free place and not have to work the rest of your life. But these guys are like just mad. They're nutcases now because of the meds they're taking, the hormones they're taking. It's not working. None of it's working. All so they can fake being crazy so they don't have to work or do anything the rest of their life. That's how it is now.
That's gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't talk to them anymore. I don't talk to them. I don't role play with them anymore. I don't talk to them anymore. I'll go on their channel and say, hey, I used to know this guy when he was normal. Now he's weird. And they call me homophobic or whatever. I call them heterophobic.
Homophobic is the gayest word I've heard ever.
No, it's not
so?
the gayest word I've ever heard, but yeah.
Gays and happy.
Yeah, we're gonna keep this
Gays-
kind of PG.
gays-
You're right.
Gays and happy.
Well, yeah.
Like
Yeah,
when
it
I was
just
a
doesn't
kid,
make sense.
you would just say to somebody, "Oh, that is so gay," and everyone would laugh.
Yep.
But we weren't thinking
now that's worse
50
than a
years
war
later that
Yeah,
if you say
it was
that
just it was just a euphemism for lame, right?
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's like that's
it still
retarded.
is for most of people I know.
Well, if you go to the heartland of America, that's how it still is. But if you're on the edge of the country where the water is, it's all weirdos, crazy people.
Yep.
It is very weird here.
And they
There's a
want to
reason
get
they call
rid
it
of the
the
electoral college so that 3 cities on the coasts can decide how everyone in the country is going to live.
Yeah,
Which is
people
crazy.
say, "Oh well, only like 20% of the if it's absolutely perfect in a perfect world where this specific 20% of the population votes for a candidate and they can win by that." Well, first of all, that's stupid. That's probably never going to happen. But also, you didn't think that the founding fathers would realize that they had a reason for doing that. It's not just because it just doesn't make sense. The only reason they want to abolish the electoral college is because they lost a few times but had the popular vote.
Yeah, it's like, oh, our guy won the popular vote. How come he's not president? What happened?
That's not how it works.
Or if the guy wins the popular vote and wins the election, they say, see, our guy won for real because he also won the popular vote. Because the media always counts the popular vote, which means nothing.
Yeah, I mean, there's just these maybe some places around the Rust Belt, California, mainly South California,
Hey, where's
and
the
then
Rust
New
Belt
York
at?
City,
Where's the
Those-
Rust Belt at?
the Great Lakes.
The Great Lakes is the Rust Belt?
That's Detroit, Michigan. No, wait, Michigan. Never mind.
Yeah, technically it's not the entire thing, but that's
That's
I'm
like
guessing
Michigan.
that's mostly Democrat up there.
yeah.
Oh, it's
Unions.
well, yeah.
The blacks would go up there to get jobs and they get murdered.
The blacks would go down south to get jobs and then get murdered.
I remember what was his name?
Really?
The guy who
Not
tried
really.
to convince people that 2
I
guys
don't know.
wearing
What jobs would they go for in the South? There's no jobs in the South.
There's jobs down there. It's called making meth. No.
Wasn't there a guy who tried to convince people that 2 guys wearing MAGA hats were able to survive 5 seconds in Chicago? Like he said that 2 guys in MAGA hats beat him up.
Oh,
that
that
guy.
was that actor.
That
Justin Smollett.
yeah.
Oh yeah, him.
Yeah. He
The
made
most
it all-
ridiculous part of that is the idea that somebody could go out wearing a MAGA hat in Chicago and not be shot in sight. Just immediately.
See,
Yeah.
that's
in
not
Chicago, they're
entirely
shooting
true
each
there,
other.
Jack.
It's
You
mostly
don't need to
true.
wear. You don't
It's
need to wear a
not
MAGA hat to
exactly
get shot.
true. I know everybody loves to think Illinois is the most democratic of
Well,
Democrats.
no, I'm not
state.
saying Illinois. Illinois, the majority of Illinois is on the right, but Chicago is
Well,
Very
Southern
much so.
Illinois is a lot of Republicans.
I mean, if you look at an electoral map of Illinois, the majority of it is it's red. It just Chicago isn't.
Well, you can't trust it now because the Democrats count the votes. That's
Yep.
the problem now.
Illinois.
That's when Biden all of a sudden gets 20 extra million votes, and there's more people voting for Biden than there were registered to vote. How does that work? There's not
It's
even
called
enough
cheating.
Democrat. There's not even enough Democrat voters to do that. Yeah, the voting was over, and the Democrats said, "Oh, time out. We need to take a 4-hour break here. We'll come back later." They come back later, and all of a sudden, Biden wins by a landslide. What happened? Nobody even knows who Biden is. No one even showed up to vote for him. How did
The
he
problem
win?
is that a lot of people were like, "Oh, we're just gonna not vote for Trump because I don't like him, so I'm gonna vote for whoever it is."
Trump had rallies. He had
You
the
know
91-mile-long Trump train.
You know who's most likely going to win this next election, right? It's not going to be Trump.
Biden? It's going to be the Democrat.
No,
Because
Yeah,
the Democrats
fix,
are
the fix
counting
is
the
already
votes.
it. They're already cheating.
no,
They're already,
no.
and even if a Republican does win,
Santos.
they're going to impeach that
mean
person the
DeSantis?
day after they win.
Santos, whatever his name is from Florida, is got a lot of steam behind him.
Yeah, well, the Democrats are counting his votes. That's the problem.
Well, he's Republican.
Yeah, the Democrats are counting his votes,
I don't know. I'll be
which means his votes count for nothing.
Yeah, the
Democrats are in
cheating has
every
already
state.
started in
Well, pretty much
some of the primaries.
everybody on the planet hates Biden. so
Republicans
entirely
aren't allowed to
true.
count votes.
I think our next election, I think our next president is going to be Republican, and 10-1 is going to be Santos because no one's going to vote for Biden because everybody's bitching that he's way too old, both sides of the boat, both sides of the line.
Sorry, him being old isn't the problem. It's the fact that he's
Democrats vote for
stupid.
Democrat. That's just the way it is. Republicans are retarded. Sometimes they vote for a Democrat. Sometimes they vote for the independent guy. The Democrats only vote for Democrats.
Well,
That's how it
You know what
goes.
the bigger problem is, actually, guys? The bigger problem is that women historically vote Democrat, period. Over 80% of all women vote Democrat. So who
Yes.
voted Biden in? That would be women.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, it is absolutely 100% accurate.
Either way, I didn't vote for
Married-
Biden. I didn't vote for Trump. But I did vote.
Married women vote Republican. Single parent moms, whatever, vote Democrat because they want the government to be their daddy, to be their husband.
Exactly.
That's just the way it is.
That part is true, yes.
But the thing is, the Democrats are counting the votes at all the polls. All the computer guys that set up those things that you vote on, those are all set up by Democrat IT guys. So IT guys are all Democrats. Look at Google, Yahoo, YouTube,
Twitter.
Dick said he was Republican.
Twitter. All of them are run by Democrats, and they'll cancel your ass in a heartbeat. Just because you're not a Democrat.
I don't think that from Amazon was
That stupid idiot who was doing the BattleTech thing, he got canceled because he wasn't a Democrat.
Yep.
That's his only
No,
crime.
well,
He wasn't a Democrat.
Well, his crime was saying that tearing down statues was wrong, period.
Yeah, I disagreed with that. Statues. I mean, you didn't have to tear. Removing a statue is one thing. Destroying it is a complete different.
They were taking down statues of They were tearing down statues of Lincoln and Gandhi.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I disagreed with all of it. I just.
Yeah, they're tearing down everything. They don't know their history. They don't want to know history. They just want to repeat history. That's what they're after.
Well,
There's a
no,
whole
what they
reason-
want is
there's a
it's not
reason.
even that, Donner. It's they want to
Problem is
write
they're
history.
subjectivist.
Yeah.
They
There's a
want to
reason why
write
they-
history.
There's a reason why the South still had all that Confederate stuff in their yards. It's their history. It's where the South learned from their past and moved on.
Yep.
Now, if you
It
erase
was a
all that,
constant remind. It was a constant reminder.
That's another guy who's bouncing everywhere. Fucking Jeff Bezos. He voted for Republican and Democrat. Basically, who would ever,
Jeff Bezos is really smart when it comes to everything but politics.
he's jumped. Because he stood. Yeah, I don't know. He backed Trump.
he pays money into their campaigns so that when they become president, they'll leave him alone.
Yeah.
Except Biden. Biden didn't understand that, and he started going after the billionaires. And Bezos said, "What? Oh, yeah, they don't like each other anymore."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jeff Bezos. Well, no, Jeff Bezos is. I mean, you need to be really smart to become that rich, but unless you have. Jeff Bezos is smart, but he doesn't know much about politics at all.
He doesn't have to. Realistically, his money work. His money.
Oh yeah, of course he doesn't have to.
So who do you think is this? Who do you think is the smartest rich guy?
The one who stays out of the public view.
Yeah, the ones we don't know about. Although I gotta give props to Elon. He's
Isn't Elon Musk a self-described socialist?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. He made PayPal. That's hardly socialist.
He's also South African.
Well, yeah, he's South African, but no, making PayPal doesn't make you not a socialist. Socialism is when the state controls the economy, which nobody in the planet actually cares what socialism is. That's why people get butthurt whenever you say Hitler was a socialist, because they think socialism means communism, which it doesn't.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get some flack from you, all three of you guys, but I like Bernie.
Oh yeah, you need to hold hands with Dan. Bernie is.
All right, let me get.
Who's Dan that you guys always talk about?
It's the friend of Heathen Dog, not a friend of Heathen Dogs, but it's somebody Heathen Dog knew, and he hated him, and he can go fuck off a bridge.
I like some of his policies. There hasn't been.
Bernie's a liar. Bernie's a communist, and he wants all your stuff.
Now, Bernie's not even a communist. He just wants money. No, he just wants mansions. That's it. Every time he loses an election because he gets cheated out of it by his own political party, he buys another mansion to celebrate.
I mean,
well, if you have the money,
yeah.
I mean, what's the point?
Where does he get the money? Where does he get the money?
That's not what I said. No, my point is, if you're all about welfare programs and we need higher taxes and tax the rich, why would you keep buying mansions? No, I actually looked up how many mansions does Bernie Sanders have, and the first result is socialism isn't about letting people live in your house. It's about blah, 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 blah. They probably said something about, well, no, they said it's when the government owns, the workers seize the means of production, which is kind of true. But no, the problem with Bernie Sanders owning 4 or 5, or it used to be 3 a few years ago, but I think he bought 2 more mansions, is he talks about how we need to tax the rich. But he is rich, therefore he should be part of this tax. But
the communists are above the law. Communists, you have 2 parties. You got the ruling class, and then you have the poor class.
What you mean? What's kind of going on right now?
Bernie's the ruling class, so he's above all the laws. He's the dictator. So he can have as many houses as he wants.
But we already kind of live. America is already kind of.
Well, America isn't a fully capitalist country. The government intervenes way too much in the economy for it to be fully capitalist.
It's a crony capitalism.
Yeah.
It's a protected capitalism.
Yeah.
The government comes in and says, "Oh, this company's too big to fail. Whatever. We have to save it. We have to keep this company alive."
It's kind of the opposite of state capitalism. It's not, the government doesn't own all the companies, but the government intervenes way too much in the economy.
The government's not supposed to even mess with the
government
economy.
Shouldn't be a part. I mean, even some dictators knew you don't mess with the economy. Like, Yeah, Hitler, Mussolini.
Okay,
They're
so
like, we need to own the
someone asked me this the other day. I don't remember who, but what do you think about Nixon disconnecting the gold standard from the U.S. dollar?
Wait, what?
Was it? That wasn't.
I thought it was.
That was
Who's
not Nixon.
Who was it?
The gold standard was removed during the Great Depression. Therefore, was it Herbert?
No, the gold standard.
No. Well, maybe I'm saying it wrong, but back in the 70s,
Oh,
everyone wanted U.S. dollars instead of whatever money their own country had because an ounce of gold or whatever matched however many dollars. It was
Roosevelt.
like the price of gold was in dollars.
yeah, that's the
Right.
gold standard.
Hold on.
I forget how much a dollar of gold.
Roosevelt took us off the gold standard in 1933.
Well, then I'm saying it wrong. Then it was called something else then in the 70s, not the gold standard.
Wait, no, Richard Nixon. Yes, President Richard Nixon announcing the severing of links between the dollar and gold as part of
You're
a
right,
broad
you're right,
economic
you're right.
plan, 1971.
So it wasn't called the gold standard back then.
I don't know,
probably
I
saying it
think-
wrong.
I think there was two different gold standards, or maybe we got back on the gold standard.
Anyway,
Yeah,
he separated the two. So now
Yep.
dollars and gold have nothing to do with each other now.
Yes.
Yeah,
We're
it's
basically
rubles
using,
now.
I was about to say we're basically using.
So the dollar bill
monopoly
instantly the dollar bill went from being worth $1 to being worth 80 cents. And then it's gotten worse since then.
Yeah, now it's about 45 cents.
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
know.
some people say, and that was the guy who was the stupid economist during Bush and during Trump. What's his name?
Jew?
Green something?
Greenspan.
Greenspan.
See, I always thought
Alan
that was
Greens-
a company.
That guy, that was his idea to separate the gold and the dollars back in the 70s. He doesn't know squat about economics.
Why is your blade glowing red?
Oh,
Ooh.
it is.
I know.
You mean my blade here in my
Thunder.
hand?
Thunder.
Yeah, little guy.
Oh!
I don't get it.
Thundercats.
Your knife,
Oh.
your knife, Jack, is glowing red.
Oh, it just is.
It's the morning sun.
Because he's about to sacrifice something.
Run.
No, he
Ah.
listens. He listens to his knife, and it speaks to him in color.
So he failed his will save. Is that what you're saying?
Now, I
Shoot,
pulled this
shoot.
out when Connell said he liked Bernie, and I just keep
No.
it.
I like Bernie. I don't. I didn't agree with all his politics. Actually, I don't agree with any. I don't agree with.
When Bernie got
anybody-
married, he had his honeymoon in Moscow. Who does that? He does.
Well,
In the
what's
'60s,
that?
Bernie was a beatnik trying to
Oh.
promote communism.
who's Mitchell?
Yeah, Bernie Sanders only calls himself a democratic socialist is because people nowadays think that if you're not open, we need a perfect democracy where we need a Greek-style democracy where every individual person needs to vote, and whichever has the highest percentage of the population gets the policy or gets elected. And if you're not like that, then you're evil and you're the worst person ever, and you're
Wow, that was
totalitarian dictatorship.
Well, he
So
doesn't follow
two
the
wolves and a sheep
Constitution
voting
at
on
all.
what's for dinner.
Now, the problem with a guy who I don't remember his name once said, if democracy is for the people, by the people, of the people, but the problem is that the people are retarded.
George Carlin? Because that sounds like something he'd say.
He was Arab.
Oh, well, still.
Yeah, he said it very slowly, but he still said that.
He said it very slowly.
Democracy is
Well,
government.
Benjamin
10 minutes
Franklin, after the Constitution or whatever was ratified or signed or whatever they did back then, some lady asked Benjamin Franklin, "How long would the republic last?" And he says, "As long as you will let it last," something like that.
Well, yeah.
As long as
the
you'll allow
concept
it
of
to
the
last.
Constitution was an experiment on to see how long democracy will last. We are still,
But the
For
United
all-
States isn't a democracy, though. It's a republic.
Well, no, the United States is a republic, but it uses a democratic system.
Yeah.
People say you're a democracy. No, democracy isn't a form of government. No country is a democracy, except for maybe the Greeks. But the Greeks were
Democracy
pedophiles and we
is-
hate them.
Well, democracy is mob rule, and you don't want mob rule.
Yeah, it's
That's
51%. That's 51% of the population oppressing 49% of the population.
Mob rule is what's going on in Long Beach with the trains being robbed every day by a certain skin-colored group of individuals.
Yep.
That's mob
Yep.
rule.
I don't know which group you're talking about, but it's still funny either way.
Okay.
I
Mob rule is going to any downtown city and looking at all the slums and bums.
If you go to any big city, it's just trash. And I mean literally, it's trash everywhere.
Yes.
I
That's
go to
not
LA. I
entirely
used to
true.
go to LA every week. My aunt lives in LA. I used to go there every week. And it was bad, but it wasn't as bad as it is now. We go to LA. Well, first of all, I think I told when we went to Hollywood, that whole area, the air was poisonous. But even in the
Would you
better parts of LA, it's still not good.
Would you consider Denver a major city?
Denver.
Denver, Colorado.
I wouldn't consider it a big city, but I would consider it it's not a big city on the same level that not California, but I'm stupid. That San Diego, Los Angeles, New York, Chicago are big cities.
Well, those are much. Yeah.
But it is it's a big city, but not one of the big cities.
Taking out the metropolises of the metropolises of America, L.A., Chicago, New York.
I don't think anyone knows how to pronounce that word.
What?
I don't think anybody knows how to pronounce that word, at least on their first try.
Yeah.
There's a reason I avoided saying it.
So Denver, I'm gonna go drive around downtown Denver, and we'll look and see.
Denver, I was there a few years
Crap.
ago, and Denver was actually really fucking. It was one of the cleaner cities I've ever been to. But Denver's also, too cold really to fuck around in. So, yeah.
Is the whole thing? I see Lakewood, Aurora. I guess we just go downtown Denver.
Wow, Radel.
Street level.
Nashville was
Pick
pretty
any
nice.
street. Pick any street. Let's see if Google shows any bums.
It says Denver, the capital of Colorado, is an American metropolis dating to the Old West era. Shut up. All right, maps. Map.
I'm in downtown Denver.
It's a pretty city.
I
see
still can't see.
I see mattresses in people's front yards.
Well,
Not as bad as Detroit. Detroit is terrible when you.
well,
drive
Detroit's
through
a failed city.
Detroit is just. Detroit is awful.
What they need to do with Detroit is take a bulldozer to 80% of the city and turn it back into farmland, because the soil up in Detroit is still good for farming.
That's true. Actually, nuking it would be a waste of land. You're right.
Okay, I see people with hoodies and trash. Shopping carts full of trash. So
Wait.
yeah.
Oh. I was confused.
I should go to Los Angeles and drive around Los Angeles just to see how bad.
Los
it is.
Angeles.
I wouldn't recommend that, Connor. I wouldn't recommend it.
Again, the same El Salvadorian kid that I know, he said, "What do you mean? Los Angeles is a beautiful city. Compare it to New York." Like, I'll stop you right there. You're comparing two dumpsters and saying one is better than the other. But there's a homeless man in both.
No, I don't mean get out of my studio and drive to LA. I mean go to Google Maps and drive.
Yeah, Google Maps.
Okay, because even the sheriff's department of Los Angeles said, "Don't come here. We can't protect you."
Yeah, he says it's not safe to come to Los Angeles.
There's only one safe part of LA, and it probably isn't that safe. I've just been there so many times. Now, the better city can be the more homeless people are in a city, and the more green is in the city. Those are the two factors that determine how good a town city is. First off, if a city is smaller, it's more likely better. If there's more plant and it's not just concrete everywhere with homeless people sleeping on the streets, where you need to use your apps to look at, oh, there's a homeless guy took a shit over here, I need to avoid that place.
All right.
Because
that would be Frisco.
Okay, this is the rating in 2022, the cleanest cities in America. All right. Number 1, Honolulu, Hawaii.
Honolulu. That's in Hawaii?
Yeah, it's a tourist trap.
Yeah.
Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. Denver, Colorado. Orlando, Florida. Birmingham, Vermont. Wilmington, North Carolina. Fuck New York.
New York is garbage.
Tampa, St. Petersburg, Florida. Lincoln.
St. Petersburg, Florida.
Yeah.
The problem is the media lies about that stuff.
What site is this?
Especially if it's a phone article, like someone phoned it in. Probably a bot wrote it.
I'm trying to figure out.
Hey, where you guys happen to know offhand where the Bradbury Hotel is in Los Angeles? What street it's on?
Nope.
I can't remember.
I don't know.
Hate to be that guy, guys. I got like 14 more minutes before I turn into a pumpkin.
Okay.
Hang on. I have to look up the Bradbury first.
The cleanest city in the world is England. I can fucking believe that. Holy shit.
The British are not clean.
You get a huge ass fine if you get caught littering in London. You get a bigger fine if you're caught spitting on the road in Paris.
That's not what I meant.
I'm just London's fucking fair. I
found
personally,
the Bradbury.
You got a license for that?
right? I think the prettiest city I've ever been to is where I grew up, County Cork, Ireland. But that's just my opinion.
No, the best city I've ever been to was Cancun.
Where?
Okay, Google
It's
is
in
driving
Yucatan.
down Los Angeles streets after it's all cleaned up.
Yeah.
So
Like,
that's
hey,
cheating.
we're driving here. We need to make sure your city looks good.
They're blocking the streets and there's no cars or people. And then they're like, okay, Google, go drive down this street.
All right, the dirtiest cities in America.
That's cheating.
All right, Los Angeles, New York, Chicago.
Dirtiest, number 10, Chicago. Number 9, Glendale, California. Number 8, Phoenix, Arizona.
Did you say Glendale?
Yeah.
Yeah, that town was decimated by the 5 freeway.
Number 7, Las Vegas. Number
Las
6.
Vegas is the worst place on earth.
It's not the worst. It's an interesting place. San Antonio.
Las Vegas, though. Las
Number
Vegas is kinda
5, Oklahoma City. Number
Isn't
4.
Oklahoma City not even in Oklahoma?
It's technically in Oklahoma.
Don't know.
Number 4, San Bernardino, California. Number 3, Los Angeles.
Yep.
Number 2, Houston, Texas. And number 1, Newark, New Jersey.
Wait. Frisco.
San Diego, San
Where's
Francisco,
Frisco?
New York went on that list.
Briscoe's
Means-
now. Hold on. The 10 cleanest cities in America. Indianapolis, Indiana. Number 9,
If San Francisco is on this list, I'm going to commit a war crime.
Hayward, California is number 9 cleanest. Number 8, Nashville, Tennessee. I used to live in Nashville, Tennessee. It's a fairly clean city. Yeah, ever since it got flooded out, the homeless people have gone elsewhere. Number 7, Pittsburgh. Number 6, Greensboro, North Carolina. Number 5, Charleston, North Carolina. Number 4, Columbus, Ohio. Number 3, Virginia Beach, Virginia. Number 2,
I used to live there. It's not bad.
Overland Park, Kansas. Number 1, Norfolk, Virginia, because that is a military town and they don't fuck around.
Yep. They do not.
But I'm glad San Francisco wasn't on there.
What
There
list
were a
was
few
that?
California towns, but that's better
Are
than
those towns that no one ever goes to? What
Yeah.
what list was that?
Norfolk is a huge Navy town, so people go there.
Yeah, I helped put in a gun range there back a million years ago.
Denver, I've been to Denver twice. It's fairly clean. It's kind of folky, but it's clean. Nashville, Tennessee. Used to live in East Nashville. Nashville's fair. They don't fuck around down there though either.
Depends on your definition of clean.
Clean streets. Cops are always on, always patrolling.
there we go.
Lack of homeless encampments.
Well, yeah. Well, it's also it's going to be a clean city if it's a tourist trap. They're not going to have.
That's true.
Where's your papers? Are you allowed to be here? Why? We have Garth Brooks playing down the street. We can't afford homeless people to be on the street.
Well, my caffeine has worn off, so I probably should hit the hay.
Oh, I expect you to go get tacos.
No, I already got pizza today.
Ooh, man! I can Domino's. Domino's is a tad. No, I'm thinking pizza. Pizza is way too greasy.
No, I went.
I made French bread pizza at home tonight.
I'm coming over for dinner. I'll be there in 16 hours.
I went to Domino's last night, and I still have Domino's leftovers and something else.
How do you have leftovers from Domino's?
It's just me.
No, we buy 3 pizzas, one for
No.
each of us.
I get one large 3-topping pizza
Okay.
for.
Let me guess.
$7.99.
See, we always
Pepperoni?
get the really thin crust pizza.
Let me get
The really
hold on.
thin.
Shauner's
I get
Pizza.
the hand tossed.
I'm seeing green pepper.
Nope.
No? What
Nope.
kind of pizza do you eat? If you say ham and pineapple, I swear to God.
Pineapple's
It's-
not that bad.
Sometimes it's chicken. Sometimes it's pepperoni. Sometimes it's sausage. Sometimes it's salami.
Salami on the pizza?
Sometimes it's Canadian bacon.
Eh.
Sometimes it's ham. So I want to say the last one I got was a pepperoni, sausage, and ham.
No vegetables?
No, never.
No, this man, you can't hear I'm pointing. The guy who doesn't have his camera turned on puts pineapple on every single pizza he makes.
That's disgusting.
It's not
Oh,
that
no.
bad, but
It's
not
called
that bad.
Hawaiian. It's called Hawaiian.
Well, even when
Yeah.
it's not pineapple and ham,
All
if
right.
you're just making a pepperoni pizza, you throw
these-
pineapple on there.
These are what a true pizza needs. It needs needs pepperoni. It needs
Oh,
mozzarella.
hang on. We got another person in the chat. Who is she? How many subscribers does she have? Let's
It
find
needs
out.
Green
These
peppers.
bots,
An hour
these
ago.
bots are on the ball.
Yeah.
Would you subscribe to a YouTube channel that was just a bot
No.
No,
and didn't do anything?
why?
How
Why
do
would
you have nearly 2 million subscribers and you only have 67 videos? with
You know,
hardly
there
any
used to
views?
be a thing where people were like stealing and selling accounts and giving people viruses to take their accounts and then sell them to people.
Yeah.
It was weird. Like you'd see a YouTube channel that would comment on videos as soon as they were uploaded, and they would have normal videos about whatever topic, and then all of a sudden they'd be promoting gift card giveaways and Fortnite epic trollage videos or something. And they just switch instantly. Because somebody hacked into the account, or more accurately, they gave the account a virus, stole it, and then made a bunch of money off it, and then sold it to somebody.
You know what I'm making for dinner tomorrow? I think I'm making ribs.
Oh, that sounds good. Baby back ribs.
Baby
That's one of
back
my
ribs.
specialties.
Baby
Get
back
in my
ribs.
belly.
I'm thinking Sweet Baby Ray barbecue sauce on it.
I'm probably either gonna have something from some restaurant or a hot dog. Oh, I'm going over to a friend's house. I don't know what they're gonna give us.
I had sushi today for dinner.
Isn't that Japanese?
Depends on where you get it from. Sometimes it's from Kroger's.
I was going to say Indian.
Indian.
7-Eleven.
Yeah. Oh man, don't get gas station sushi. Ooh, not in the Midwest.
Well, sushi is Japanese, and the Japanese are gay. So.
Well,
Oh,
I know, right?
oh, 80 million people he just went off on.
man, I don't
How
know.
could you do such a thing?
YouTube's gonna go after me for committing hate crimes, and I didn't say anything.
They have Godzilla. Are you saying Godzilla's gay too?
Godzilla's
I
cool.
know. Godzilla's way cool.
All right, listen here, Mr. Fox and Friends.
I don't know what that is.
Pump the hate break.
What's gay about the Japanese besides anime?
Well, besides anime, first of
You
all,
drop a nuclear bomb on a country and see how well
drop
they.
15 more.
Yeah, you
Hey,
drop a
hey,
nuke.
hey,
Drop a
hey,
nuke on
fire.
Japan. You drop a nuke on Japan and see how long it takes for them to develop color television without our help. Because remember, in the '60s, all the crap from Japan was crap.
Yeah.
They started making good cameras. That was a good start. And then
Video
they went
games.
I'm in the '60s.
Oh, yeah.
They made good cameras in the '60s, and then they started making good radios, and then that evolved into
Television.
amplifiers, stereos, tape players. Their TV sets were still crap.
Hmm.
The king back then was Zenith, RCA, Philips.
Magnavox.
Yeah. You weren't buying a Toshiba television set in the 70s. That just wasn't done. But then in the 80s, the Japanese took over in the 80s. Everything came from Japan. Everything.
They used to own not large percentage of the U.S. debt, but they owned a chunk of it.
Oh yeah, we were panicking. Die Hard was all about the Japanese taking over Los Angeles. You know, we were thinking, oh, this is it. This is the end. But then 1987 happened. Black Tuesday happened, and Japan never recovered from that. They went into a death spiral. All of a sudden, their money was worthless.
Very serious death spiral.
I like their food.
They couldn't afford to buy anything from anywhere for like the longest time, and their stuff was too damn expensive to buy, so no one bought any more stuff from Japan.
Yep.
Because then by then Singapore was selling stuff, Korea was selling stuff. China was starting to sell stuff.
Korea is gay too, just not as gay.
And the 90s was way different than the 80s as far as where electronics were coming from. But Japan, I can't think of anything I own that's from Japan. I haven't bought anything made in Japan in the last 30 years now.
If I find out something I own is made in Japan, I'll probably throw it away or maybe just burn it.
Is their economy just solely based on anime now and manga?
I genuinely think so.
That's all they have.
No. The next big thing is going to be their robots.
We need to destroy them all.
Their waifu robot.
Yeah, this is why we need to nuke Japan again. We should get together with the Chinese Communist Party because China is not the real country.
Okay.
Then we need to get together with Putin, then Britain, France, Israel, India, Pakistan, and agree. All right, we're going to go to war. But first, let's just take all of our nukes, throw them at Japan.
How about if instead of nuking them, what if you just raise the ocean level high enough so that Japan goes underwater?
No, he wants to make Godzilla.
No, I just want Japan to never exist again.
For real?
Japan's not that bad. Jesus.
All right, I'll give you two things: anime and World War II.
I can give you three things: sushi, Mario, and Dragon Ball.
All right, I've never watched Dragon Ball. I don't like fish, and Mario is Italian. What are you talking about?
You never watched Dragon Ball?
Well, my
No,
cousins
you're-
did, but I didn't.
I like how you say, "Oh, my cousin," like that has anything to
Power
do with you.
Rangers.
You're my new
No, he's
best
not a-
friend because I've never watched Dragon Ball either.
I grew up on
Yeah.
it.
It's not-
I cannot fathom what the
And
interest in that. is.
Nintendo Mario was made in Japan.
But he's Italian.
Yeah, but it's still a Japanese creation.
All right, we
Yeah,
take
I never-
Nintendo. We
never played
move them out of
Nintendo.
Japan and then we nuke them.
I was an Atari guy. I was never Nintendo. I was always Atari.
I was a Sega guy for the most part.
I was whatever I was given guy. Please and thank
And
you.
Was Atari like the American version of Japan, something or other? Because Atari is like a Japanese word.
What was that? There was that line from what was that movie? Armageddon. Where they're fighting over the machine, and the Russian guy says, "American components, Russian components, bam, 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 all made in Taiwan."
Yeah, now everything's made in China.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I used to
That's
get all
weird.
my computer parts from China or from
Oh,
Taiwan. That was
okay.
the
You
greatest
don't
thing.
you don't like fish? That's fine, but Wagyu steak.
You don't like chicken of the sea? What's the matter with you?
No, he doesn't eat a lot of fish.
How do you roam the planet in such a
I like
mindset?
fishing though. It's nice.
Dun, dun, dun,
I like
dun.
tuna and I like shrimp.
I like
I
salmon.
tried shrimp,
I
And it
like
was good.
lobster.
but
You know, it's funny. There used to be a law on how many lobsters you could feed your slaves back in the day because they thought it was a junk food. They thought it was bad for
Because it
people.
is.
Now, it's,
This is a giant water bug.
yeah,
So you
well,
don't like tuna?
shrimp are small water bugs. Lobsters are just big water bugs.
yeah, they're technically
You don't. Okay, so you don't like shrimp and you don't like tuna.
No, I like shrimp, but I don't
okay.
like eating shrimp. Like I like eating. No, all right, let me rephrase this in a way that makes any sense. I ate shrimp
like-
once, and they were good.
Yeah.
But I don't want to eat more shrimp.
All right.
Okay. Now, what
Well,
about
that being-
abalone? Would you eat abalone?
Yes.
Probably
Would
Would you eat a starfish?
No.
No,
Can you
Would
eat
you
a
eat a
star?
mermaid? Would you eat a mermaid?
isn't that?
Not answering that.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I instantly went where Connell went.
Would you eat? What other legal foods could you eat from the water?
Seaweed? No, that's a plant.
That's not an animal, is it? We're talking about
No,
things
it's
with eyeballs.
Shark?
Things with eyeballs.
Yeah, it has to be something with eyeballs that lives in the water that you would eat and like.
Dolphin?
Oh, those
That
puffer
tuna.
fish. Would you eat a puffer fish
Yes. Yes. If the person
and like it and do it
If
again
the
because you liked
person-
it?
if the person was making it knew what it was doing, yes, I would eat pufferfish. But with that said, I'm calling it a quits for
Okay,
whoever.
whatever.
Thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight.
Anytime, dude.
That's fun.
Wow,
So-
exactly 3 hours almost.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Or
That
3
means I only have 2 hours left before I have no more time on.
I'm gonna burn the midnight oil after I eat some rehashed Domino's pizza.
Oh, are you going to start streaming?
No, I have to learn how to write a book. I want to write a book on how to role play. My
I-
title's going to be How to Role Play the Hard Way.
No, the title should be.
Okay,
I'll buy
Connor,
that first.
I want one of the first 10 copies. I'll pay for.
I'm gonna.
I'll pay ahead
No,
of time.
it'll be a free PDF on drive-through, and then I'll have it where you can pay for a book if you want a book.
Yeah.
Well,
no,
how am I
that's-
going to get an autographed copy of a PDF?
I don't know.
You buy it, then you send it to him with stamps. He signs it. Use the stamps that you paid for.
I sell it as an NFT or something.
All right, guys.
Isn't those like pictures that you buy? Or something?
Yes.
For whoever ends up watching this later on, please like and subscribe to these guys. They're good people. And of course, like and subscribe to this video. We kind of went everywhere tonight.
I think we should do this again.
We will. All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.